Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen.
We're back.
Woo! Hey everybody, this is Shooting the Shit with
Dave
and Ellen. This is episode 42, but it will always be number 2 to us.
Well, there's a 2 in this one. So
There is a 2 in this one.
There's a 4. It's like
And if you divide it, the 40, you can make lots of 2s from it.
lots of 2s. By 2.
And we have an incredible, special, amazing,
We're super lucky
a
to have
really good friend of mine guest today, Mr. Buck Angel.
Oh my God! Really, we're good friends, aren't we? We're
We are
long
good
time friends.
How long have you guys known each other for?
At least a decade.
At least,
Yeah.
I would
That gets
say
an
more.
applause.
I'm like,
Ooh, that's so cool.
I'm like in his documentary for a whole 10 seconds.
I know you are. Actually, that's true.
The side of my face. I had a couple people when it came out on Netflix. They were like, "I think I just saw you in the Buck Angel
I remember
documentary." It's
that.
like, yeah, that was me. And I think the only thing I said is something like, "Oh, that's hot." Like, it's like so Jared.
So it's more than 10 years. That documentary was made in 2007.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I won the
Wow.
Avian Award.
Wow.
2007.
That's amazing.
Yeah, crazy.
I know it was a long, long time
It was
You
ago.
got a film credit. Or
Yeah. Did you, I think you might have got a film credit. I'm sure you did. Because I think we used some of your photography in it too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
When I shot with you in Stoya on the roof.
Exactly.
For Flesh
That's the
that's
Lab.
opening
cool.
scene, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the
Oh.
first 2 minutes of the documentary.
That's 2 minutes is a long time.
It is. It's
Yeah,
the
it is. You
opening
don't think
scene.
about
of
it.
the
No,
doc.
I'm only in it for 10 seconds.
Well, still.
But within the first 2 minutes, all of a sudden you see the side of my face, and
It's time.
I'm
That's
shooting
screen time.
the incredible Buck Angel
You
with the
probably get your-
incredible Stoya naked on a roof
know,
in
that
New
was
York.
awesome.
Yeah.
Could you get your SAG card?
Right? I think it's just a documentary, so I'm not that special.
Oh, well. But like what we were saying, we have the amazing
Buck Angel
Buck
here.
Angel in studio,
Yeah.
or at least an apartment, and
It's kind
parts
of
A
unknown
studio apartment.
It's a studio apartment in New York City.
in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Parts unknown.
I hunted him down because a month ago, Dave and I made a list of people we would love to be on the podcast.
Right on.
And Dave was like, "What about Buck?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, he's my friend."
Of course.
And so I emailed you, and you were like, "I'm gonna be in town in a month or so."
Yeah, that was awesome.
Worked out so
And then you
good.
saw me on Instagram, and then you said, "You're going to be here. Let's make it happen."
Yeah.
And we did.
Yes.
It's not always easy. You know me.
No.
My crazy schedule.
I worked
Yeah.
around your schedule.
You did. You were very nice about that. I
I
appreciate
tried
it.
my hardest.
Yeah,
We
no,
came
it's-
to you.
I always make people come to me. I'm an asshole. I'm a total asshole.
mean,
I'm like, look, if you want,
You're
my
fucking
pussy.
famous.
Yeah.
We'll come to you.
That's fine. We have
people
no
will
problem
come
with that.
from far away from my pussy.
So if you didn't know,
If
yes.
you didn't know, now you know.
Buck Angel is a very sexy, pornographic man who also does all these incredible products, but he is known as the man with a pussy.
I sure am, because
So-
I have one.
Yeah. And he knows how to use
And
it.
I know I love my pussy. I think every man secretly wants a pussy. They just don't want to
Woo!
admit it.
They would never leave the house.
They would never. I
Women
never leave
would
the house.
take over
I
the
never.
yeah. Women would take over the fucking world.
No, seriously.
if
it's
all
real.
men had pussies.
It's real.
Like
Actually-
a decade later, I think I can leave the house now.
Also,
like,
it would
finally.
change the way men actually interact in the world. I think no diss on you at all. My
No,
friend.
no, please.
But I
It's
do
fine.
believe that really we teach cisgender men so much to focus on their penis as this really main part of their masculinity.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah.
And it really has hindered masculinity on so many levels.
Completely.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely,
Yeah, it's
people
sad
just-
for me to see it. Honestly, the Me Too movement is a very important movement. But that said, we are really actually not fixing the problem. We're just scolding men and saying you're bad, bad, bad. But we're not actually teaching
Right.
how
There's
to
no
fix
actual
the problem.
how do we what's the root of this?
Right,
Not
we
just
fix the
the
problem. Yeah. Same with racism. Same with all of it.
Well, it's the same
Fix
with
the
politics.
problem.
Everything. It's like
Yep,
we
yep.
can blame the immediate thing that's happening, but
Yep.
how do we get there?
We have to fix the fucking problem,
Yeah,
people.
but no one wants to talk about
Band-Aid.
that part.
Oh no,
Like,
never.
no one wants-
I talk about all.
It's
that
almost
shit,
like
dude.
too much work.
No,
It's
it
too
is.
much work to deal with.
Also, because people don't want to fix the problem. They
Yeah.
pretend like they do, but they don't because it's control. They have control over it.
completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
I think about the woman who's the Brock Turner victim.
Oh, wow.
How she came out with that book, but she talks about how if it wasn't for those Swedish guys being there,
Yes, exactly.
it would have escalated.
It would have been
Exactly.
a totally different story.
And so,
Yes.
there are good
Yes.
men with penises out there.
100%. There are many of them, but they also, I think that
But
a
it's
lot of the problem
cultural.
is, and also men have to go to this way of being a man, right? You have to be like this way with
Well,
your
it's
dick.
pounded into you, even if it's
Yes.
like, subconsciously or not. I mean, or not.
Yes.
It's just there's this whole thing that's attached to it.
Yes.
Especially with the
Crazy.
locker room talk.
Oh
and all
God!
that
I'm in
kind
the
of
locker
shit.
room, so I used to be a woman, right? So now I'm in the locker room with the dudes, and I listen.
It's weird. I mean, I wouldn't play sports that much, so I was never like, and this whole so-called locker room talk, I've
It's
never heard.
real.
I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I never heard a lot of that kind of stuff, but I mean, granted, the last time I was in a locker room I was probably like a kid, so it wasn't like
Well,
a
let me
full
tell you,
on-
dude.
Yeah, I'm sure now. Yeah. I
Oh
mean,
my God! Some of the shit they say in there, I'm like, wait. One time I said to the guy, "That's why you don't get laid." That's
Yeah.
exactly why you don't get laid. He looked at me. I said, "I used to be a woman," and he fucking lost his shit. I go, "But no, for
You
real,
just fucked
dude."
up his whole shit.
Yeah, I go, "Be nice to women. Like,
Yeah.
give them attention. Don't call them those names, and you will never get laid as long as you do that."
Yeah, it's
so
silly.
simple.
and
It's
people
simple.
just like it's a just.
Or
It is.
quality people. You get quality people with quality.
Yes, but also reteaching this idea of how to treat a woman or how to be a man or how to gender is such a really specific thing that we actually pigeonhole people into these ideas of masculinity and femininity. It's weird.
Completely.
But talking about the sexes, the battle of the sexes, there is one thing that's the great equalizer, and that's poop. See how I brought that back around?
all do it. We all
I'm
do
a
it.
poo. I love pooing. I poo 3-4 times a day.
Yes,
good.
let's get
I'm a
into
big
it.
pooer.
Yes.
So we're going to check in with Buck first.
Yeah.
Pooh, how have your poos been?
Oh my God, no, I grew up, this is hilarious. I grew up with my parents are really obsessed with, especially my mom, and she would say, "Did you take a BM today?" A BM, so
The
right,
bowel
bowel
movement.
movement.
Yes, I've heard that.
And
Must have
so I think I was trained to poo from an early age, that it was really important to poo. So I've always been poo really determines how I feel for the day, really, and it also determines how I'm feeling, traveling, all of that.
Yeah,
I can tell
it
everything about how I
affects
feel.
so much.
Yeah, it's a real thing, but it's weird how we don't want to talk about poo.
Yeah.
Like you're eating and we're talking about poo. That's pretty awesome.
This isn't the first time she's eaten on like so many times.
No, but that's awesome that she can actually eat and talk about poo.
I've had friends be like, I can't listen to your podcast while eating. And I was like, well, funny enough, I eat all the time.
Right on, because it's so normal to talk about, and it's such really you can tell so many things. This paper that you just put in front of me.
Yeah, the Bristol stool chart. Yeah. So
is that
when you
is?
do make a poopy, what number are you?
I'm number 4.
Yes.
Most
Wow.
of the time
That's
I'm
the
number
perfect
4.
one.
But I would say when I travel, recently when I traveled, I would say it was kind of maybe chicken nuggets. But that's only because I haven't been eating my diet,
Yeah,
right food.
Travel really fucks things up.
Totally
it's
fucks
really
me
hard,
up.
especially when you're flying and just out of your whole element.
Oh no, totally out of your element. I didn't get to. I'm at expos, so really they have gross food there,
Yep.
and I have to eat bars and nonsense.
Expos have the worst food
Yeah.
ever.
And then you can't really bring healthy
And
food.
it's-
No.
The thing too, you're on the go, you're giving talks, whatever, and it's just I need something to eat now. I can't
Yep.
I'm gonna sit here and make a salad.
No, I can't. And then that's the other thing. I
Zero
don't get a
time.
lot of vegetables and all of
Yeah.
that. It's pretty intense, my travel schedule. So that's why I had to really learn to really take specific vitamins when I'm on the road, and
Yeah.
specific things that keep me regular. I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of
Water's important.
A lot of really good, things. I don't drink soda or anything like that. I do drink a lot of coffee. That's probably my downfall is coffee. It's really not good for you.
I don't drink coffee.
Everybody says something different about coffee. I think a little is okay. I think 10 cups
Yeah,
a day is not good
that's
for
me.
you. Yeah.
I'm like, nope,
Like
not
a pot.
good.
My old roommate a long time ago was like, I'm like, how much do you drink? He's like, I drink a half a pot to almost a pot a day.
Yeah,
I'm like, are
it's
you kidding me?
It's an addiction.
I've drinking 5 cups of coffee my entire life.
Wow.
Drank.
Wow, no, that's weird. Most people I know, everyone
Yeah.
drinks coffee.
It's just so bitter. I just
No,
never
it's
got
nasty.
used to that
It's
taste.
actually
And
nasty.
A lot of people just love it. My wife can't.
Yeah.
She can't give it. I mean, she drinks 1 cup a day now, but
Yeah.
if she tries to give it up cold turkey, she gets the most insane headaches.
Yeah, well,
it's
that's
really
a lot,
bad.
right?
It's just
Yeah.
Dave does drink tea. It's not that he's a caffeine-free
Oh, yeah, sorry.
person.
No, but you just have a
But-
different. But actually, tea caffeine I think is different than coffee caffeine.
I prefer the taste of tea better.
Yeah.
But I think coffee does the job.
Yes, wakes me up for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't do drugs and alcohol, so like that's sort of like my drug.
That's
choice.
cool. You need
Yeah.
something.
And a little THC.
Oh no, I'm a total cannabis user, but I don't consider that drugs. I consider that
it's your
medication.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years sober from drugs and alcohol, but I use cannabis. So
Yeah.
that's really part of my activism too.
Yeah.
Talking about plant medicine and
Yeah.
how I can use it as a sober person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't call myself really sober. I just don't use drugs and alcohol.
Well, yeah, I mean, comparing weed to like heroin is like
Ridiculous.
insane. Like, I thought even the same like
No,
planet.
It's not the same
It's just
planet.
people
That's
that,
why
like,
I
don't-
say it.
It's just I don't get people that like even equate that to like. It's like, yeah, go do a bag of cocaine and it's
Yes.
like I mean, that's not happening. You know,
It's
like
not
the same
happening.
world.
I haven't slipped. I have not used alcohol and drugs since
That's awesome.
using cannabis.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even think about using
And I
alcohol
think
and drugs.
it's just so many uses it's great for. Like,
Oh my
so.
God, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I was talking to this older friend of the family recently, and he was like, yeah, but marijuana is a gateway drug. And I go, cigarettes and alcohol aren't?
But people are so dumb. That just goes to show you people don't do their own research. That's the problem in the world today. People just
Yeah.
hear and see things and
They're
they
just
don't
used
do
to that
research.
propaganda
Well,
from
yes.
like 50 years
yes.
ago.
Also, and it's
Yes.
also just like soundbite like culture.
Yes.
Like they just hear something like,
No.
oh, that's what it is. Okay,
Right on, my
And there's
friend.
no actual like, yeah.
Right on. No one. You can go to Google right now and look
Yeah.
shit up and find the actual real answer. But you're just like, no, okay, it must be
That's
a
what I
gateway
heard.
drug.
No, but
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
when I said cigarettes and alcohol aren't, he just looked at me and goes, oh, I never thought about it that way. But
So
yeah,
weird.
you're right. And I was like, I've
Like-
never heard anybody get into a fight from smoking marijuana, but
Right
I've heard
on.
about people getting into fights when they're drunk.
Right
so,
on.
All the time.
It's so true.
Dave, how's your poo poo?
Fine. 3 4s
Oh,
straight down the road.
Dave's been
else.
eating like
Although I will say, I got your
Okay, yeah.
Ellen gifted me for my birthday. My birthday was last week. It was
Oh,
Saturday. Was that
happy
last week? It was on
birthday.
Saturday. Thank
Right
you.
on, right on.
And she got me a squatty potty.
Oh, those
And
are
I
the
love
best.
I love my squatty potty, but the only thing is it's just we keep knocking into it. Like every night I'm like, fuck. Like,
Oh, because
just,
it's in the way.
it's just like if you push. I've had pushed back underneath it, but it's still like it's just in this weird spot where it's
because your door is right
yeah, and
there.
it's tucked away, but like I just hear my wife going there, and me, I'm just like, fuck, every single time. But
I almost got you the
delightful.
folding one, but then I was like, the light
that's
is
fine.
so good.
The light's great.
I gave him the moonlight edition, so it has a sensor on it that when you walk near it, a light turns on.
Oh, I
Yeah.
want that one.
It's really
me the
mellow.
link.
the
Yeah,
best.
It's really mellow, and it's like especially at night. You're just kind of like, oh,
You should have them sponsor your show.
We're trying.
yeah, we're working on it.
We're trying our
We're-
hardest.
sponsor the show. What are their names? What is-
Squatty Potty.
Squatty Potty, come
or
on.
Tushy,
Sponsor
There's
the
so
show.
many poop related products.
Yeah.
We just need our listeners to get up there. And
Yeah.
then my ultimate goal is to have enough listeners to get the advertisers to then give out gift bags
Right
to our
on.
guests
Yes.
of everything
time.
that can take care of their poo, from Pure for Men to Tushy.
It's gonna be a gift crate by the time.
Yes.
How about you need some good like douches for gay men.
Yeah, we just interviewed Dr. Evan Goldstein, and he does the Future Method, which is an excellent douche.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
He's an
And-
anal surgeon that like developed this
Oh.
whole new system for
wow.
douching, and it's like this solution, this like really effective, safe solution.
Well, I know
for-
because the company I work with, Perfect Fit Brand, they also created a gay
awesome.
men's, basically for sex.
Dude.
But the way that they created it, I'll get you in touch with them.
Yeah.
Because the one he created is really, it's patent because he created a new technology. Because when you look at douches, the ones it actually goes in, but it backflows. It doesn't actually take it all out. So he created it so there's no backflow. Which is
Interesting.
really great for sex because that actually gets all the poop out of there. Which is
okay.
really important when you want to have really good butt sex.
Well, yeah.
Unless you're into poo. I mean, poo that
I
way.
mean, I'm sure there's people out there that definitely are.
Oh my God, 100%.
Yeah, no shame, but I'm kind of like, that's cool. You stay over
No
there.
shame, dude. I actually had a guy. I actually pooed on someone before. Well, they pay me good money. I'm gonna poo on you.
I love that.
I'll poo on you if
Well,
you
at least
pay me.
Yeah, if you pay him, for sure.
No shame there.
We had Mistress Ashley
It all comes
on,
out green.
and she was telling us all about her poo guys. So
Oh, yeah, they're
we
real.
went into it.
They are
Yeah.
They
real.
are super real.
Before we go into you pooed on somebody's story, I just want to quickly go into my check-in, but I have been doing the same. I'm all over the place. I had 1 and 2 this morning,
Oh, no.
which sucked.
That
but I think it's because
sucks.
I'm on my period, and my
Oh, yeah,
period
that
always it's like 7 or 1 on
Yeah.
my period. It's such bullshit.
Oh, Jesus. I can't even imagine. That must
But
be
you're
like
never
a
a
nightmare.
4?
No, I'm all for a lot of time, but I think it's like the first for 24 hours of my period, so I think I'm just like fucked up.
But that's normal. I think
Yeah.
all people on
Hormones
their periods.
are-
Now it's people on their periods
Yes.
because men get their periods.
Oh,
now.
yeah, I believe
so,
it.
Yeah, so people forget that there's men like me who get their periods.
Well, you don't anymore.
No, I
'cause
had
you
a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
And also like the first year of testosterone, I totally stopped my period.
Oh, I can imagine.
Only for a
Probably
year?
dead in its tracks.
The
I'm
first
sure.
year, like maybe 6 months into taking testosterone, it shut it down. Bam. But then I was on testosterone for 13 years, and that's when I had really bad atrophy.
Wow.
Because I'm
Oh,
one of the
really?
very first trans men out there on some level, as big as I am, and I transitioned 24 years ago, prior to a lot what you see today. And so I was an experiment. Even the doctor said to me, "You're an experiment." I have no idea what I'm doing. So after 13 years of testosterone usage, it atrophied my reproductive system because they told me I didn't need a hysterectomy, and I almost died. It became
I remember you telling me that,
Yeah,
but I didn't
literally
realize
almost
like
died.
so much history with
my
you.
God.
Oh yeah, I'm the
that's
first
nuts.
recorded case of long-term history on a female-bodied person and what it does to your
Wow.
reproductive system. They wrote a paper and everything, so I'm in the medical journals of how long-term use.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty intense what happened to me.
I am like so impressed by you every time I hang out with you. I always say that you're the personification of ecstasy. Like
Right on.
after I hang out with Buck, I feel so great about life and like my aspirations and just like there are good people in the world.
Yeah, they're all. Well, you're a good
But-
person. That's why we connected. You
Thank
are. You're a
you.
very good person.
And so, but I always learn these things about you that I knew why you had a hysterectomy, but I didn't realize all the history that went
It was
along.
horrible, and I was an emergency hysterectomy
Oh,
in
shit.
Mexico. Yeah, I was living in Mexico at the time, and I remember I was a little bit delirious. So when I went in, they look at me. There's no way anyone's going to know that I have a vagina,
Exactly.
right? So I remember like looking up and going, "I have a vagina." And I think they thought I was delirious because
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I have a
Like, this
vagina."
guy thinks he's got a pussy. I can't figure out what the hell's going on.
And then they licked my clothes off. They're like, "He does have a vagina."
Notwithstanding, I know you're in pain and you're going through that, but I mean, that must have been kind of funny. It's like the guy's like,
Hilarious.
"Whoa, holy shit!"
Totally did. They had everyone come over.
They're
Like,
like,
everyone was like, "Look at this guy!" Like, what? They were freaking out.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it's all good. I mean, my body is my activism, and I don't
Yeah.
ever feel that people are being disrespectful, because how can you be disrespectful when you don't know?
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
if you know, you can be disrespectful.
Completely.
That's how you have
If
to
you're
look at
educated,
things,
it's
right?
kind of like-
It's like for me, my body is education, and so
Yeah.
if someone's saying, "Oh my God, that's freaky or weird," it's just because they don't know.
I mean, I'm impressed with this awesome beard. I can never,
right on,
in
dude.
a million, I could never get the middle parts.
This is what
The-
all cisgender men say to me.
The middle part, I could never. I mean, I just shaved for Halloween, but I mean, that would take me like at least a year. I'm not
Dude,
even
it
kidding.
took me literally 10 years. I'm not
Well,
even kidding.
that's pretty sweet because
10
I couldn't
years.
even get to. I mean, I can't. The whole middle part under my lip is this.
Well, that's just hair.
Bare.
That's just hair growth, and also people don't understand genetics. Like, see how I'm
Yeah.
bald? Like the first year of testosterone, I totally went bald, but that's genetics.
Yeah, yeah.
And then same with facial hair and all of that.
Yeah.
Because cis guys always say that to me. How'd you get that beard? And I'm like, it's genetics, but it also took me 10 years to grow this thing.
I mean, I'm like, not that I say I want a giant beard, but I'm always like a friend of mine. He doesn't shave for like 5 days, and it's just like
It's like, yeah,
down to his like
genetics.
chin. I'm like,
Totally.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Totally. It's a
That's
real
my
thing.
boyfriend. We used to make jokes. He keeps it just now short trimmed, but if he shaves all the way like Bickett, and people are like, he's like, "Yeah, I shaved today," and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it," because he grows back like within
yeah.
5 hours.
Isn't he? Is he a Latin guy?
yeah,
right?
Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
so
Puerto Rican.
yeah, he had a
Very
mustache at 10.
Wow, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it took me so long to even grow a beard. Like, so,
Well, you
But-
have really beautiful skin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I literally just shaved after not having shaved.
What are you
like,
doing for
probably,
Halloween that you shaved?
Oh, I went as Jules from my wife and I went as Jules and Vincent from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I did the whole like handlebar mustache. But I kept it
Yeah.
on for a couple days. She's like, I really like it. And then, but it was just weird.
It did look
When you
good.
put when I put my hand on my face, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh yeah, right. I forgot. So it's like in these weird patchy parts.
Yeah,
so I just,
totally.
after a while, I'm like, I just gotta take this off. But it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, right on.
So I want to hear some stories.
Yeah.
Some poop
God,
stories.
poop stories. The poop where I pooped on the man. That
Yes,
was-
That's
you
a
could
good
tell
one.
me that.
So I escorted for a while prior during my pornography days, and so I would supplement my income when I was going on the road. And I was in London, and I had a client. I started becoming a regular client of mine.
Okay.
This rich gay dude, and he would bring me to this he would literally rent the whole floor of this hotel in London.
That's pretty sweet.
And he would have a whole literally 20 pairs. I'm a boot freak, so he would have 20 pairs of leather boots, and he had 20 jock straps, and he'd pick whatever you want to wear. And I'm just like, this is so awesome.
That's amazing.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Wow. That sounds pretty
He was
awesome.
kind of freaky because he would bring me, so that I was a new thing at the time.
Gotcha.
men didn't even know me, but it was I was sort of like a fetish on some level, which is fine. I have no issue with that. So we're fucking and stuff, and at the end he's just like, you want to poo on me? And at first I was just like, not really sure, but I was like, wait a minute, I'm not gonna poo on you for the amount of money that I'm charging to fuck you, because that's different.
Yeah.
So then I actually did negotiate.
You need an upgrade.
I negotiated. I negotiated
You
a
definitely
price.
have to renegotiate that price. That's a
and
different.
then I was like, okay, get in the bathtub, dude. So he got in the bathtub. I totally shit on him in the bathtub.
Wait, we need to rewind. You stopped the sex.
Yeah, no, we finished the sex.
Finished the
We
sex.
finished
and he's
the
just
sex.
kind of like, hey.
But how
Yeah.
did he know you were ready to poo?
He just asked, would you poo on
like,
me?
how were you able to poo on command?
Well, it wasn't really command. He said, do you want to poo on me? And then I said, oh, here comes more money. Money will make me poo.
that's like your digestif. That was like your digestif.
I'm like, get ready. So
Oh
I'm
my
a
God.
pooer. I can poo. So then I just
I am
said, let's
so
wait
jealous.
around a little bit, and like we just hung out,
Yeah.
smoked some weed or
Yeah.
whatever we did, and then I said, okay, get in the bathtub, dude. And then I was ready to poop, and then I pooped on him, and then I think I drank a Coke because the caffeine kind of got me ramped up a little bit. I can't remember, but I actually pooped. And then it was a poo. It was like a number 4 poo, actually.
Wow.
And
Nice.
he loved it.
Solid.
He totally loved it. I didn't let him eat it because that would just gross me out.
No.
But I did
that's
poo.
pretty
Yeah, I'm not,
horrific.
if he wants to eat it later, he can have it for a snack. I'm not hanging out,
give
dude.
him,
I'm now I'm having a hard time eating my lunch.
Your
Eat a bowl of
sausage.
shit
Your
over
sausage.
Your chopsticks. Just breaking up your
Thankfully,
little
it's like mango and rice, so it's
my
not
God.
as
No, I
like
think it's
poo
weird
like.
that people eat poo and stuff, and I don't. Actually, it's dangerous.
Yes, it is.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned that with Mistress Ashley when she did a poo cocky.
I realized
like a
I'm
poo-
square.
It was like
Yeah.
many poo friends came by to
wow.
poo, and the guy's immune system was he was a little sick, but he got really sick
Of
after.
course he did.
Because she did
Yeah, of
forced
course,
consumption.
He ate
Ew.
shit.
I mean, really, like, again, I don't want to shame
I'm a square.
anybody at all, but eating it is like not cool.
If I saw someone do it in front of me, I would be like, "You're
would actually
an
throw up.
alien." I would puke.
Yeah,
first
you
of
would
all. I'd be
puke.
like, "You're
You
not
would
from this
puke.
planet."
'Cause it smells. It's not like it doesn't
Oh.
smell.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like nasty.
It's really disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's like you can't even imagine eating while pooing by yourself, let
Exactly.
alone eating somebody else's poo.
I mean, the fact of doing this podcast is huge for me. But also,
No, it's not. This is your secret fetish. I know it.
But I do. The thing is, like, it doesn't bother me if it's like, as long as it's not like out anywhere. I'm not
No, of
seeing it. I'm
course.
fine.
Right,
But the
right.
second, like, you're in the subway or like something out in the street, then I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Like, it's just.
And also, people.
Well, that's
okay.
why we bring the Bristol stool chart, because
No,
I'm
it's
like,
great.
it's easy to just say it by number.
Yes.
But then also, we had talked about, like, if you are on the New York City subway and somebody is stabbed and bleeding, you
Right.
call 911 and you help them.
Yeah.
But if somebody's on the New York City subway covered in shit,
Yeah.
you try to get as far away
I
from that
know,
human
you're so
being as
right.
possible.
You're like, fuck that person.
Fuck that person.
You like,
Yeah.
get away from me. You're just
Like, something is so wrong. They have shit on them.
No. Hell no.
Hell no.
my favorite sound. It's my favorite sound bite.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know,
I
people
love
are
it.
weird with poo too. Like, so I could use the women's room and the men's room. So I've been on both sides. Women are pigs. Just so you
I say this all the time.
People think men are pigs. Sorry, men's room don't have shit around as much as women did. And period shit, period.
Yes.
And
Well,
what?
Ellen did bring up that. I didn't think about that part near the toilet stalls, like the blood part. That
you
would-
wouldn't know.
No, but
right?
none of
I'm like,
them
did
are
someone get
sitting
murdered in
down,
here?
so they're squirting things all over the
So,
place.
yeah, that's why they won't sit on the toilet
Yeah.
seat. You're right. Men sit on the toilet seat. Women
Yeah,
are
men just
weird.
don't care,
Men
and
don't
women
care.
are like, "Ew, that's gross."
I
So,
know.
but let me make it grosser.
Right, let me spurt shit all over the place. Yeah,
oh,
it's
it's so
bizarre.
disgusting.
It is.
Women's bathrooms are. I know
Okay.
men are disgusting. I feel like men, it's more like the sounds. Like you'll walk in and you'll hear them
Everyone's
farting
shitting,
and
yeah.
grunting
Well, that
and
and it's-
whatever.
everything's wet.
yeah,
Everything's wet.
Everything's
because of
always
pee.
wet. Just like
You're right.
the countertop, like, everything is like
Yep.
fucking wet.
You're totally right
Like,
about
that's
that.
one thing. I'm like walking. I'm like, what happened in here?
No,
like-
but the countertop at a women's bathroom is too.
Yeah.
like
Really?
they
I just
literally
think it'd
will
be dry
wash
'cause,
their
like,
hands.
handbags and stuff.
No, I would think you would think I have to always want to put my handbag down, and I look and I'm like,
No,
there's
me neither.
no
I never
place to
do.
put anything down.
I'm not putting my handbag down.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, you can't. Women's bathrooms are
They're
hell.
nasty.
this podcast has really like fucked me up with like public bathrooms and stuff.
Do you think women and men take different kinds of poos? I'm wondering. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you think women's poos look different than men's poos?
I only think if I were to like, not that I'm like seeing everybody's poos, but the only thing I can think of is that women have more hang-ups mentally with
you're
pooing.
Right. They do.
Because we're supposed to be dainty little ladies.
You're right.
You don't do that shit. And it's like, I eat food, it
That's why I
comes
love
out
you.
of me.
No, I'm not kidding, because you're like a dude. I like
It's
chicks
true.
that are like
It's
dudes.
Like guys that talk about
Yeah.
So I would
dick
think
and fart
that
jokes
women
all the fucking time.
women have all these
shitting.
like mental hang-ups about like actually pooing, so they probably are doing 1s or 7s or like
No, you're right.
doing it like once a
week,
which is so unhealthy.
I dated a woman like that. She would not
So
poo in front of me. Almost
unhealthy.
every
Yeah,
single
that's-
woman I've dated will not
like,
poo
how
in front
the
of me,
fuck?
fart. Like, it's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. I'm like, when did you shit last? It's
No, it's
really
not
so
healthy.
weird. It is. It's actually really a
That's
thing that
super
women are
unhealthy.
taught.
Yeah.
Women are taught not to fart or have, it's not dainty. It's not cool, So we have to
Not my
re-educate
wife.
that. I love your wife.
She
right
is
on.
like just
Not me.
yeah, not Ellen either.
I fart all the time.
Me too.
Also, the real quick, I just made me think of this because the squatty potty. I had like sometimes my wife would be like, "Oh, I have to use the bathroom." I'm like, "I gotta go." She's like, "Just go in front of me." I'm like, "I don't know," because of this stupid podcast. It's like now I can't even like. I'm like, "Can you just please leave?" Like, and now with the squatty potty, 'cause I'm not really flexible, so like, it's like awkward, and I'm sitting with my feet up on this fucking squatty potty, and then she's in there like just doing whatever, and I just it fucks me up, and I'm like, "You have to leave. Like, you just have to leave." This is too. I feel like
too weird.
I'm too vulnerable
You're
right now.
vulnerable.
It's just weird.
It's like when a dog poops and they look up at their owner
No,
because
it's
it's
true.
a vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're going to protect me, right?"
Yeah, or
really
stop
fucked
looking
up.
at me. I'm
Yeah.
pooing.
So
no,
your
it's-
squatty potty,
So the squat. Okay, no, it's not.
you love it. You
It's
text
more-
me
you know
like
what,
24
I
hours
know, but
later that you pooped really well
I
with
did
it.
poop really well with it. The only thing is like now with it's just being in this weird position, and then if someone's in there looking at me, I have this weird thing where I think like I mean, it's not happening, but in my mind, I'm like, someone's recording this, and they're gonna use this later as some kind of like,
Well, yeah.
check out what Dave looks like when he's taking a shit now.
I put a hidden
And-
camera in
yeah.
your new
Right on.
squatty
In your
potty.
squatty potty.
It's just like, even I'm trying to get in position. And she's just in there like doing something in the mirror, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this right now. Can you please just leave? She's like, what's the big deal? I'm like, I don't know what the big deal is, but I'm just having a hard time with you, like right there. She's not even looking at me, but it's just something about
It's
like
the position.
and it never used to bother me
Because you were not in that position.
yeah, and it's just like,
right? Yeah.
and I'm so uncomfortable because that's another thing. She also, because she's an amazing art director, designer, but in her spare time or after work, she teaches like Zumba and like a bunch of like stuff at like New York Sports Club and like fitness stuff. So she's always like, "Oh, you got to work on your flexibility." So now I'm like already like completely just like a mess. And she's probably, I just waiting for her to go like, "Oh, we got to work on those hip flexors open."
Hip flexors.
And like that's the last thing. I mean, she hasn't said this, but that's the last thing that's in my head. That's what she's saying, and I'm like, I don't need
You don't
that.
want her critiquing your shitting
Your shit.
Yeah.
position.
Already, like, it's like I'm already like in a fucking shitty position, no pun intended, and it's just like, so I don't know. That's my thing.
Do you find your shits are better now that you're using that? Or
Yeah. I mean, definitely, they feel like they come out like more
solid?
like solid. Like they
Is it
definitely.
because it
because
puts your? Can you explain it?
It's because there's a kink when you're just sitting normal.
Like this,
because the
yeah.
human body was designed to actually squat in the middle of the forest or out in public.
Right.
And so when we were animals, we squatted to poo. And in some countries and like Asia and stuff, they still squat. with, like
I've been
Turkish.
to Asia a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indonesia,
Turkish
all of them. There's a
yeah.
so it
hole
just
in the
kind of
ground.
puts it like in a one straight
Yeah.
line.
So it actually
Yeah, right.
there's a kink in your colon, which is probably a protective kink to make sure you don't shit your pants
you're
all
right.
the time.
Yeah.
So
Stop
then
gap.
when we go into a squat, it actually like fixes that kink.
Oh no, that makes total sense. Right. So then that thing fits along the side of your toilet, and you put your feet on it.
And
Right.
it sort of puts you like,
And then
puts
you
your hips
squat.
and everything up into like this position.
So you're not touching the toilet seat anymore, right? You're squatting.
No,
over the
you
toilet.
sit. You could.
Oh, you
that's
can
why
actually sit
you
on
can
the-
sit on
Yeah,
the
but it
bowl,
just
but it
brings
just
your
brings
legs
your
up.
legs up, so
Ah,
you
puts,
right.
it puts your
you're
hips
into-
past that,
Past that
that
kinky
angle,
thing.
and then
like
sort
if
of
you
like
don't have a
straightens it out.
squatty potty and you're using just a regular toilet you're sitting on, not a Turkish toilet, you could just lean really forward, and that'll help that.
Oh, you can use
Okay,
like yoga
right.
blocks.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yoga
or
blocks.
high heels, crazy high heels.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I have like 10 pairs.
You're like,
But yeah, just
where's-
your biggest ass kicking
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah, I could do that.
You're like, where are my shit boots? Oh, there
Where
they
are my
are.
shit boots? Totally. I'm like, no, don't take those. Those are my shit boots.
People are like, shit kicking? And you're like, no, just shit.
Just
For
shitting.
real.
You're like, why are there boots next to the toilet? Don't worry about that.
Totally.
Don't worry about
Actually,
it.
that's a
Don't
good
even think about
idea.
it. Yeah.
you
Make
know,
shit
just-
boots.
just-
Yeah.
Like totally create shit
Yeah.
boots.
I mean,
You
people would
will-
buy that.
They would.
You know,
They
people
would
buy
totally
They
buy
won't
stuff.
just buy that. They'll buy your old ones.
No, they totally will.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shitty underwear too. I should be selling shitty underwear.
So you got a whole new, you got like, this is like
It's
a new
a
product
whole new
line for
thing.
2020.
Skid marks from Buck Angel.
Scat underwear.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Right on.
So I can go into our regular questions,
Whatever
or if
you
you
like.
have any other poo memories or poo stuff.
Well, no, I don't really. My poo has always been so great. I grew up with great pooing stuff, so it's not. I don't have really poo issues at all.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
it's really
good.
good. I can talk
That's really
about it.
rare too.
Especially-
It
For a
is.
lot of people,
It
like
is.
that's pretty rare because most people
Especially
don't
that-
even
You are
ever
so
talk
right
about
about
this stuff.
that.
Especially that you were born female, so your
Yes.
parents could have put
Oh,
female
yeah.
poo issues
Which
on
I did.
you.
I think when I was in high school in that area, I was a little bit shy because I was still a girl. So
Yeah.
I did do
But
that
also going
same
through
thing.
puberty
Also,
makes
yeah,
us
high
all
school's a
kinds
whole
of-
nother like,
yeah.
whole other
bag of
level.
things.
And then
so,
I was
yeah.
a tranny, right? So I was like not even knowing that, and I was like a very masculine girl. And I grew up I'm 57, so I grew up
Really?
in, yeah,
Oh my God.
57.
Yeah.
I know
I had
everybody
no
always
idea.
does that because I
You
shit
did not
good.
look. Yeah, no. I mean, like
This
I
is
would have
healthy.
never. I would have never guessed that. Wow,
Right on.
That's
No,
Eat
Make
amazing.
healthy.
Good on you.
Make
Healthy.
healthy poos.
I have make healthy choices in my life. Like I said, I don't do drugs and alcohol.
Well, that's huge.
I'm
I
a
mean-
very happy person.
I mean, drugs and alcohol,
Yeah.
like just will age the
Everything.
shit out
My
of you.
my mental state of being is healthy because I became myself. So really, my whole activism revolves around me in a sense that I show that once you become happy in your own self,
Yeah.
whatever that means, your whole life changes.
Oh,
and so
completely.
that's really my biggest message is that I hated myself before, and actually probably my poops weren't so great before.
I'm sure they're
because I
probably a
was
mess.
not. Yeah, but as I became a man and became myself, and really my whole health changed. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
I do
super
believe
healthy
there's
guy.
a huge mind-body connection,
sure.
and depression can do that. That's why I think women poo differently because of that mind-body connection.
I believe you.
You know,
Uh-huh.
But so your parents were cool with you about potty training.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
and stuff.
All of
So
it.
they were
Yep.
open.
Yeah,
That's
we're very
good.
open.
That's-
about
that's
that.
really good.
Do you
it
remember
is.
have any first memories of pooing or farting or anything like that?
No, I actually don't. I only have the memories of my mom saying like maybe around 10. Most of my memories come around 10. I do have a little bit of trauma from my childhood from being transgender and not having in the 60s we didn't talk about those things. In
Of
the 60s and
course.
Oh,
70s.
I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was
the
a tomboy.
60s, they've been like, we actually
Yeah.
have tomboy. That was the thing.
Yeah, I was
like,
a tomboy. I wasn't a trans guy. So it was
But
more like
back in the
BM.
60s and 70s and 80s, you couldn't even ask to go to therapy. They
No,
thought you were insane.
I went to a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
and the
Doctors
psychiatrist gave me pills.
smoked in hospitals.
Totally
back then. So it's
did.
not like,
Oh my
so I
God,
mean,
you're
we've
so
come,
right.
we've definitely, we've come, we got a lot more work to do. We've come a
Yes.
long way from, I mean,
Yes, you're right.
I mean, like that's, so that's what
And
we're talking about.
psychiatry, we didn't have therapy back in the day. So I
Yeah.
went to a psychiatrist.
Wow.
And that psychiatrist said, you are just a very male identified female. And they always would equate my maleness to my sexuality. So they would always say you're just a gay woman, which I could have been. And then this is a thing that's happening in the trans community now. They're saying people like me are just immediately trans, but that's not true. I could have been a gay woman.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to understand that kids are playing with gender and sexuality at an early age, and we can't make that distinction that just because a little girl is acting like a little boy, she's trans. But we're doing that now.
Yeah.
And I'm very scared for that because
Yeah.
you cannot say a 7-year-old kid knows that they are specifically male at that time or female. You don't know that. Kids play with gender.
I have some female who they were born female, identify as they, but they're not trans.
Right, which is a whole other level of something else.
But I'm
that's
like,
happening.
and I have these they friends
Mm-hmm.
who thought maybe I do want to be trans, but then they were like, no, that's not for me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So being a they is totally okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
gender non-conforming,
Yeah.
right? That's a big
Yeah.
thing now, non-binary. That's
they're
like
not
this
going
whole-
through a
but
sex
they're not
change.
me.
Yeah.
So that's why when you act like we're all transgender, non-binary people are considered transgender, gender non. But how can that be the same as me?
No.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not the same as me. I had an
Yeah.
actual sex change to a man. I don't live as a trans person. I live as a man. I had
Yeah.
a sex change.
We also had your birth certificate change.
Everything.
You
I had my
were
I'm one of the first
legally-
to have that changed.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
were legally married to a woman
Yes,
in the
legally.
state of Louisiana.
Yes, I was. Totally.
Well over a decade ago,
Yes.
well before there was gay marriage.
Well before all of that. Yep.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
If
No,
you
I
were
did.
legally married
Yep.
to
Before
a woman,
all of them.
yeah,
Yep.
you are a man.
And also, my marriage got challenged in the court of law from my ex-wife.
Really?
She
Yeah.
challenged my marriage when she wanted a divorce, and she said I was actually a woman and not a man after being married to her for 10 years. So what happened was my motherfucking shit got raw. Don't mess with my gender. And I came after her, and I won that case, and it's the first case in the history of the United States court system, and I won it.
Wow.
So I set a precedent.
you're
a groundbreaker. Yeah, super
yeah.
No, I'm a motherfucker.
But sometimes I can imagine though that sometimes the first is always not the easiest for sure.
She knows that. She's
I mean,
seen my
I
work.
couldn't even like.
Yeah.
No, it's not easy being a pioneer. Really,
Yeah.
really.
But
it
you
isn't.
are a pioneer on
But no,
so
that-
many levels.
completely.
Yeah, it's difficult, but now people are recognizing my work. But it took me over 20 years for people to
I
recognize.
mean, it's like
my work.
set aside the body stuff, but like the fact that you're going to court over this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's to me
Yeah.
like this. It's just the level of stress must have been like.
Oh my
through
god,
the-
dude!
like-
I throw up every night because I could have actually lost my gender, and I would have had to go back to living as a woman. Could you look at me? I would have had
There's
to go
no
back
way.
to living as a
I wouldn't
woman. No way.
in a million years
No
be
way.
like, oh,
I might have killed myself. I'll be honest with you, and that's why I told her, like, you're actually doing something that might be so detrimental, not only to me but to my
Yeah.
community. How dare you?
You're taking
And she
your
just
whole
looked
identity
at me
away.
and she said, "Well, let's do it." And I was like,
Oh my
"Wow,
God.
who are you?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
And
remember
said, "You
talking
fucking
to you
evil
about
person."
that and
Yeah.
how
You saw how depressed I was.
But you
anybody
told-
would be. I mean, that's like you're messing
Like,
with your whole like
divorcing somebody-
everything, your whole identity, your whole
But
being.
was scary.
Yeah, getting a divorce is challenging
Yep.
enough.
Yep.
But then to put that on top
Yep.
of it,
Yeah.
like, is beyond challenging.
Beyond, especially being married to somebody for over 10 years,
Yeah.
who said that was the love of their life. She just like lost her shit. Like,
Well,
was
she's in the
sociopathic.
documentary being
Yeah.
supportive of you.
You can watch my documentary. It blow your
I'm gonna
mind.
watch
I'm
this
telling you
documentary.
right now. It's on
No.
Amazon.
It
You
was
can watch
crazy.
it. Yeah.
When his documentary came out, I of course watched it, not just to see myself, the narcissist that I am.
Right on.
No. I did watch it because I wanted to actually see your story. And then I remember like a year later or so, TMZ reported that
Yep.
you were getting divorced. And I like text you and I was like, this is so fucking weird to find out my friend is getting divorced via TMZ.
Oh, believe me. Then they try to make a big joke out of it. So what did I do? I called them and I said, I need to tell you something right now. Go ahead and make a joke about me because I'm the man with the pussy, whatever. But let me tell you how important this case is. And the man who fucking started that show, TMZ, is
it?
a gay man.
Oh.
Yes, he's gay. Harry, what's his name?
Yeah.
And then I said, how dare he? This is a very important case that's happening. And they actually listened to me and they had me on TMZ. And I got to talk about how important this case was.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. Totally. And what they
Wow.
did, they actually backtracked and they said, actually, what's happening to Buck is really important. We must pay attention to this.
Yes.
And I won, which is the first case in the history of the court system. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing because, like, I mean, I'm sure stuff like this could possibly come up again. I mean,
100%.
I imagine. I mean, especially nowadays, like,
Oh
just
my
like,
God, totally.
You know,
but now nobody can do it. Now nobody can
Yeah, it's
challenge someone's
amazing.
marriage in that
because
situation.
you pioneered
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
because I was like, you're not. I worked hard to get my gender and to get my birth certificate changed, which
Yeah.
is also a big deal.
Well,
So-
because you got your birth certificate changed, then you were able to legally get married
Yes.
in the state
Yeah.
of Louisiana.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, of
Louisiana
course.
of all places.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God.
That's why I keep.
can't even imagine.
It wasn't New York
Couldn't
City or
even
California.
Louisiana.
Was
Yeah.
it New Orleans or was it
New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
lived
this
in
was-
New Orleans.
This wasn't like, you know, somewhere like in
No,
Lake
out in the middle of
Charles or fucking.
that's scary too.
like,
but you know, New Orleans can be scary too.
Well,
I was there for
totally.
Katrina.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
God, dude, I lived in. That's a whole other story we can talk about later. I have
God.
PTSD from that. Seriously, I've never seen. I'm from California, dude. Like racism is there, but nowhere near the depth it was
Oh.
in Louisiana. Like holy fuck!
I've only been like down south like once.
don't
like,
go.
throughout- I mean, it's horrible.
Don't go. You're a
have
black guy.
Alabama.
Don't go.
I mean, I was in this band a long time ago. We were going through the South. My dad's like, just call me every night.
Ah, yeah.
I was like,
smart
still,
man.
like I might have been in. I must have been in high school. No, I must have been my last senior year of high school. But it was we didn't see any crazy shit, but it was definitely like in between.
Yeah.
It's like it's those places in between the
they're
big
so
cities.
scary, dude.
Holy shit! You're
Holy
just like, where
shit.
the fuck am I?
You're in the middle of
And then-
scary fucking.
I mean, I was in New Orleans, and this is like in 90. This is way before Katrina,
Yeah.
94. And I just remember thinking, like, it's almost like certain places, it's like a third world country because you're like, this is a house, it's like made of like just kindling.
I know, dude.
But I mean, and it's so, you know, you go through these little weird towns like
Yeah.
that. By the time we get to like Mississippi or like Alabama, I was like, I'm like, I need to get the fuck.
You're like, this is why my dad told me to
Oh
call
my
him
God.
every day.
Alabama.
no, your dad was very smart.
Oh, yeah,
actually.
my
People
parents-
disappear.
My parents were like, I was asking my mother, I was like, when's the last time we went? Because we have family down there still. And she's like, I don't know, like when I was like 16 maybe. I'm like, 16?
Smart lady.
Oh, yeah. She's like, the last time she was down there, it was like segregated, what do you call it?
schools.
segregation everywhere, but I
Yeah.
mean, let's be on the trains because like
Oh,
a
yeah.
certain part,
Wow.
you take the subway from not the subway, the train from New York. There's I forgot what state they had to stop in, and that you have to go to like a certain part.
Probably Virginia.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Virginia's like the beginning
so you
of
start
the
out,
South.
You could be in first class in New York or whatever, and then
Yeah,
you
and then
wind
you
up
have to
like
get in the back of the
it's
train.
fucked up.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
So but the South is like just a whole.
It's a whole other level. I wasn't prepared for it. I was a California surfer kid. I was like,
hell
what?
no.
I couldn't honestly, dude. I was blown away
Yeah.
the way people are treated. And then Katrina hit.
Like,
I shit
as
my
fucked up
pants.
as this is gonna sound, the only thing I like the South with the racism thing is that it's at least for the most part more out in the open.
Right,
So
right.
at least because I hate this sort of like racism I can't prove.
Yes,
But it's like
gotcha,
I
my
like
friend.
to like at least know where I stand. I mean, it's scary and it's fucked up, but it's like okay, like
Yeah.
there's no like just out.
No, it's out. We're gonna kill you.
And it's kind of like okay, like I mean, you have to like be safe, but it's also it's like well, I know I'm not gonna need to go over there.
You're right.
Yeah.
Versus
You're right.
like
There's a sign that
you go
basically
north,
says,
Yeah,
and
get
it's
out.
like I know
Yeah.
this motherfucker is, but I can't. Like it's like that's the crazy thing. You're like where?
well, the people in
yeah.
the North who are racist don't think they're racist.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Because they're so
Yeah.
whatever.
Enlightened
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
California's
And
like that.
Then they say
totally.
like stupid things, and you're like,
Yeah.
do you even understand where that came from?
they don't.
So yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
but it's a the South. We just know not to go down there.
Just don't go. No person of color, go to the South.
Yeah, I'm almost like, can we,
Get out of
I'm
there.
ready to just wall off, like
Get
totally
out of there.
annex off the South, like just like
Yeah.
completely.
It's so sad too because I really loved living there. The people were so beautiful, and I met so many amazing people, and it's such a beautiful culture in Louisiana, in New Orleans specifically, and the music and everything. And when Katrina hit, it literally ruined. It just made what I saw there was so insane. I can't even begin to tell you. Like people have no idea.
Yeah, no, I mean
You don't have any idea because
it's-
what you saw on the
it's-
news is all a lie.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
It was really devastating the way people were treated like animals
Yeah.
because of the color of their skin in our country today. And I know that you deal with it every day, my friend. But,
Oh, yeah,
but
no.
we need to really
Not
continue
to-
to talk about it on such a level that I witnessed it that I will never forget it. And I lost friends only because of the color of their skin.
Wow.
Nobody cared about them. Nobody rescued them. They literally the 9th Ward where most people were
Yeah.
people of color, who those houses were in their family for over 100
Yeah,
years from just bulldozed it.
Yeah.
Bulldozed it.
And then now you have people moving in there and like
White people only are moving there.
Yeah, we're gonna build this new like
great
Yeah, because they
place.
And I'm
totally
sure-
like removed them.
I have
If
to tell
they-
you, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were amazing. Amazing.
total like I know we're gonna
Yeah.
get off topic here, but really great friend of mine was working for I forget what network. I think it was Architectural Digest or some. There was some network, some like online network, and they went down to do a whole show about
Yeah.
those two. And
Right.
then, but he did say one of my favorite parts was one of the because like they were dealing with I think Drexel
Yep.
University that it was their architecture school.
Mm-hmm.
They were building this house, this new sort of set of houses with Angelina Jolie
Yeah.
and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But he was saying that they had like a big like rap party /
Oh,
just
God.
like, you know, so, and my friend Dan was just like, it was the best because, I mean, I'm probably getting some of this wrong, but he's like, they invited everybody. It was like they did it in the 9th Ward.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, anyone's invited, like the whole basically
Yeah,
area. So they came and like so there was dudes in the party with full on AK-47s.
No, seriously.
just chilling, like, you know, just having. And he was like, it was like the big party, like nobody. It was just like it'd be like someone like, you know, having like a
Yeah.
fanny pack, but happened to be a giant gun. But he's like, there was
Crazy.
like just dudes like just, you know, rolling up with like, you know, just kind of like,
Seriously.
all right. But it wasn't like, you know, no one obviously made it a thing because, you know, there might be a problem. But
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
just laughing
crazy.
my ass off when he told me that. And he's like, yeah, like Brad Pitt's in this this room. It's just so funny.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
hardcore there too. Like, are you talking about gangster?
Yeah.
Are you talking about like because we also had the black ops people, whatever they're called. They're like hardcore military, like off not really military, but ex-military guys.
Yeah,
They were there in the French Quarter 24/7, and we had curfews. We couldn't go out only after 8 o'clock in the morning. We had to be back by 7 a.m. And they were literally
Jesus.
roaming the streets with those big ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Get in your house! Like it was
fucked up.
insane. It was,
Yeah.
it was insane beyond belief.
Well, I'm glad you're in LA now.
I shit my pants every day.
I could
Brought it
imagine.
right back around.
Seriously.
Well, I mean, the was it the what's the name of that the stadium there?
Oh God, the Superdome.
That I mean, there must
you
have
know,
been.
that's
yeah.
we could do a whole series on
Yeah.
that. You don't want to know. Seriously,
do it.
raping little girls in there. They were raping little girls. Nobody talks about it. They were raping little. The water was as high as this table right there. And people were living in it.
It was like basically a giant toilet.
It was a giant toilet. The gangsters ran it. It was horrifying what went on in there. No one talks about it. Nobody talks about it. I know because my friends were in there and they said they are fucked up from what they saw. And
they had PTSD, like all kinds of stuff. Like, I can't even imagine.
Beyond belief. Yeah, but
minus the people that were displaced at like
they're all in Houston,
Texas,
still. Yep.
and like just that still haven't been able to go home. They have no homes to go to. Yeah. So just to reconcile with like exactly. It's
right,
like, well,
it's gross.
I do own the land. Like, no, you don't.
No, you
Not
don't.
anymore.
It was your land that you got from your fucking ancestors who actually worked for free.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's so irritating to me. I can't even stand it.
Well, yeah, because they probably can't even prove it because they got washed away.
That's right. They have no proof of that's their land.
There was like homes on top of homes.
Oh my God,
again,
dude.
I wasn't there, but just looking at like footage.
I was
photos,
lucky. I lived in the French Quarter, so none of my stuff got messed up, and we had all our neighbors with guns and stuff, just walking, making sure nobody looted our stuff.
Yeah.
So,
fuck.
Yeah. It was
so
intense.
scary.
Yeah, pretty intense.
Ooh. Okay. I don't want to go back on top.
We'll take some of the heaviness off and bring it back to like
talk about
bring it back to poop a little bit.
You were saying that you did have some memories when you were like 10.
10, I remember mostly just talking about poo. So those are my memories where like my mom was always making sure we pooed.
Right.
That was a number one thing. Like how many poos did you make?
Sure you had your BM.
Your BM. Did you BM? Did you BM? Actually, if we didn't BM, my mom would give us enemas.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom was totally into enemas. If we didn't
She
poo,
was like,
if we didn't poo for 2 days,
this kid's
enema.
taking a shit.
Yeah, and I'd be like, there's the, and like literally would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah,
guess
would
what?
that make you poop if you saw the enema?
Yeah, I'm going to the
Kids
bathroom.
don't like things shoved up their butt.
No.
No.
They do not.
No, but it's weird. I'm going to ask my mom actually and get back to you of why she was so adamant in us pooing. Like my mom grew up in West Virginia.
Yeah, maybe she had some kind of thing with
Maybe.
We interviewed this colonic therapist who became a colonic therapist because a friend of hers died of constipation.
Oh, of constipation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So maybe your mom had a scare and she was like, I don't ever want my kids to be constipated.
No,
we did a
real.
story about this woman. I want to say it was in England. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was in England. And she was young and she had a heart attack from just not shitting because like the amount of backup and buildup was like pinching on like certain nerves and like your
and also
vasovagal
toxic.
nerve.
Yeah,
it was super toxic. I mean, she was definitely toxic, but I mean like the doctors were saying like it's pushing on organs and doing these things to your body that are obviously not healthy and are not good for you, and then wind up just doing something and she couldn't get enough blood to her heart. It just had a heart attack and died.
You guys, that is
From
insane.
From not because
how can people not know they
she
don't
had
need
a
to
crazy
poop?
like phobia or not phobia, some kind of weird thing towards like pooping.
No, you and I talk about if you don't poop that day, how uncomfortable.
I feel horrible.
Yeah.
You know something's up.
But
You're
to
just
go
kinda
for
like, what?
like such a long period of time that you die of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand not knowing that you need to go poo every day. I don't understand. Like you just need, if you haven't pooed for a week, like something's wrong. I can't comprehend.
But like you said, the people out there who like don't go to the bath, they go to the bathroom once a week. Then to them that's their normal. I'm like, that's crazy to me. That's your normal.
It's like peeing once a week.
Yeah.
Like what? Like
how are you not uncomfortable?
Because people. So I was on tour doing this expo here, and one of the people I was with, she was holding her pee all the time. I'm like, why don't you go pee? She's like, oh no, I don't go pee in public restrooms. I'm like, but you are a traveling salesman person. You do all this. How do you not? She goes, no, I've learned to hold it.
No, but these expos can go for like 8
No, she would hold her pee for 10 hours.
That's so
I go, you know
so
that you're ruining your bladder and you're ruining your, and especially as a woman, like you're really messing up.
And she's only going to make that worse as you get older. I mean, that's like,
and I was like shocked. And she just said it was normal. She's been doing it forever. And I'm like, she trained herself, I guess, to hold it. And it's like
Dave
that phobia.
knows I pee at least once an hour.
Oh my God, me too. That means you're drinking enough fluids. Yeah. Like really, it's so bizarre behavior to hold your pee and poo in.
No,
I mean, I have to admit, when I was younger, I used to like, I couldn't go in like public bathrooms.
Well, that's normal. I
mean, because they are disgusting. But it's just more like. But after a while, you get to the point like I hate feeling this uncomfortable.
Yes.
Or like I'm not gonna hold this shit in until I get And it's one of those things where you're like, oh my God, this is like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
I wasted so much time.
But why are we so shy about peeing and like what is it that we're worried that people are gonna see?
I get it a little teeny bit if you're a germaphobe. But at the same time, it's a natural body
That's
function.
that's what I don't.
You
Like
know?
farting, people freak out on farting, burping, all of that. And I
Farting
don't
is
understand.
hilarious.
But also, who cares? I'm the guy who farts in the plane. Just so everybody out there knows, that was me. I'm farting.
Thank you for admitting that.
Thank
Nobody
you for
wants to
admitting
fart
it.
in the plane.
And next time, record yourself doing
I'm going
it.
to. I'm so going to do it. I'm going
My-
to totally
Please
tag you
text
guys.
me.
My wife makes she gets all these like tinctures and
Like essential
doTERRA
oils.
essential
Oh,
oils.
cool.
So she started making these these like little refreshing sprays. And then we were on the subway coming home last week, and then someone farted, and she just like pulled out this little thing. It was this little spritzer, and she just started spraying the air, and I just couldn't stop laughing. And
What a great idea.
And I just
He's
was like,
so smart.
we lived in New York too long. Now she's like, fuck it, I don't care.
No, but you know what? That's
making
I'm
my-
going to tell you guys. You guys should actually make those for your show. It's a brilliant
That'd be
idea.
brilliant.
No, it's a
That's a good
brilliant.
idea.
Make
We
little
can market
baby.
that.
You could market those as
Yeah.
sprays for the subway.
Fuck, it's
or
a great
something.
idea.
No, it's a great idea. Do it. So, and no one can take that idea. Just so you
I
guys
have
know
this
out there.
thing that I have this thing called Subtle Butt. That's
What?
basically a carbon like you
A butt wipe?
No, it's not a butt wipe. You put it in your underwear near your butthole, and it sucks in the fart smell.
Oh my
So it's
God,
a
that's
reusable
badass.
gas
Oh,
neutralizer.
That's great for traveling,
Right? So you have to get something to stick
Does
it
it
in
really
there.
work?
I tried
But
it
I
a
might
little, but
shit on
we're
it.
well.
What if I shart?
Yeah.
Then you ruin the whole
it's-
thing.
I guess maybe do it on
There's
the
a big disclaimer.
outside.
Does not include sharding.
Do it on the outside of your underwear, like
Oh, yeah,
stick it
that's
to
a good
the
idea.
so you don't get
that's a
skid
good
marks
idea.
on it. But you could probably sell these. People
That's
can
actually a great
Oh, yeah,
idea.
there you
smell
go.
your farts.
Yeah, no, and butt wipes. I want to make butt wipes.
wipes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Butt wipes are really good, and
Well-
I hate that when I feel
Well,
dirty.
you just
Yeah.
can't flush them.
Don't
Yeah, that's
flush a
true.
butt
Don't flush.
wipe.
Don't flush
Yeah.
them.
And be careful with certain chemicals that are on butt wipes are really bad for
Oh no! I
your
also want to make
pH
my
on
own.
your yeah.
Yeah,
because I'm all about natural. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, I work only with natural
Yeah.
products.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta get
No.
the kind that don't sort of like erode.
Yeah, no,
You don't
especially
want a
if
pH
especially
on
for
your-
vaginas. I'm all into vagina health.
Oh, yeah,
So like you
same
can't just
here.
put anything on a vagina. Like
No.
people just make so much toxic
Oh, my
stuff
God.
for vaginas. It's insane. Like,
Yes.
really, you can't put that in your vagina.
No.
Lubes are so bad. The stuff they put in lubes, the stuff that it's just ridiculous because it's for men. It's not for women.
Yeah.
Everything is made for men.
Oh.
It's gross.
Fucked up.
Well, you have your lube.
Yeah, I have a lube called
So that's-
T-Lube, specifically for trans men, but all natural, organic with Sliquid, which is
But
a company that makes all
It's good
organic
for
vegan.
vaginas.
Yeah, because they specifically target vaginas, that
Yeah.
company. So when I went to them, I said, guys have vaginas too. And they're like, oh, wow, that's awesome. And I said, I need to make a lube for trans men. And they're like, let's do it. They just were like that. Let's do it. And
That's
then,
amazing.
we created a whole line now. I have the first line of trans male wellness
Yes.
products. It's a vagina wash.
A
I have a lube.
cisgendered woman like myself can't use it. Okay.
Of course, but I'm marketing to trans men.
Okay.
Because we don't have our own products.
Well, like we use Pure for
Pretty
Men.
genius, actually. Like,
So it's a crossover
well,
product.
you don't even think. No, but you're right. It's like something that's just.
Yep.
Like, there's a need.
There's a need.
Yeah.
Fill that
And a
need.
niche.
Fill that need.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
a niche. But the thing is that what I always say is anybody with a vagina can use it.
Yeah.
But I'm
Right.
targeting specifically
That's amazing.
transgender male health because
Yeah.
we don't talk about washing our vaginas. You're not supposed to use soap on your vagina. You're supposed to actually use a really good pH balanced wash, which I made. So because we have a weird smell. Once we start to use testosterone, it removes the estrogen, which then makes my fucking labia smells like balls. It's the weirdest thing. And when people go down on you, they're like, dude, it smells like balls. I'm
Are
like,
there balls somewhere in here
I
too?
know, they're like, where are the balls?
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's awesome. I'm like, well, let me give you an anatomy
Holy
lesson.
shit.
You're like testosterone does some weird shit.
to your vagina.
I would never even think about that. and
Yeah, exactly.
That's never even crossed my mind.
Never
Like,
cross your mind. Now you know.
Well, we also learned from Dr. Evan Goldstein that estrogen like weakens your anal cavity.
Oh, wow. I actually
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So if you're transgender male to female,
Right.
and you're like tushy sex,
Yes.
men's buttholes are actually stronger thanks to testosterone.
Right.
And women or anybody who's on estrogen, their buttholes get weaker.
Well, this is
and it
interesting
tears
information.
more.
We
Yeah,
need to
it's-
talk about that. For
Yeah.
yeah,
trans
so
women.
you're more apt to tears. Like,
Yeah.
Which is really susceptible to HIV,
Yes.
which is susceptible to STIs, much
Yeah.
more. Oh, same with my vagina. So what happened was the estrogen removed from my vagina, which made the vagina walls thinner, which made us more susceptible to HIV and AIDS. Because
Wow.
literally, I was getting torn every time anyone would penetrate me. I would always get torn.
That's so
It was
funny
insane.
too. Like but to go back to thinking of us as animals, as when a female is born and estrogen's in their body, it toughens the vagina.
Yes, right.
And when a male is born and testosterone is in his body, toughens his butthole,
Right.
which makes you think anal sex is natural.
I've always said it's natural. Every hole in your body is natural to get penetrated. That's what I think. Your mouth, your ears, your nose, your
ears.
Yeah. Have you ever been penetrated in your ear? Have somebody stick their tongue and literally.
Tongue.
Well,
I was
still
thinking about a
penetrating,
dick in my
but
ear.
Stick a tongue
Yeah, I was
deep
like, a dick in
inside
my
your
ear.
and really tell somebody to fuck your ear with their tongue. You will go nuts. I'm not kidding. People don't know that. It's an actually erotic zone, your ear. And
Well,
when
you know
go
the
deep
ears
in
are
there,
erotic.
they are. I thought maybe I should make dick Q-tips. And then you can Ooh, yeah.
yes.
That's another good idea.
Dick tips.
Dick tips. Oh my God, this is so good. I love good. Write it down. I love good ideas.
Oh my God.
I like dick
my
tips.
God.
That's awesome.
Run a think tank right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're gonna go on Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. I was looking at Shark
Totally.
Tank. You're like, we have a product for you.
We have a product for you.
Dick tips. They're like,
tips.
I'm in. No.
I'm in.
Do you know how erotic your ears are?
It's real. I literally had an orgasm when this woman
Really?
she was fucking my ear with her tongue, and I came.
That's
it was the most
amazing.
insane thing I've
Damn,
ever.
that's,
It was so awesome.
That's amazing.
Go home and try it.
Okay.
Finding
you.
somebody to do it is the next.
When
My
it's true,
wife
some
would
people
never
won't. Stick her tongue in your ear. Just clean it.
She would. It wouldn't even matter. She was just she makes this scrunchy face, this kind of dismissive scrunchy face. Then I'm like, I'm not in the mood anymore.
That's a women thing. That's a woman thing too. Women tend to not want to experiment as much as men because they haven't been given the freedom to do it.
I mean, she's pretty. We do some good, but it's
but still,
when it gets into stuff with anywhere near
body stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
she
No,
is
ain't
not
gonna do
with that.
She ain't licking your asshole.
Oh my God! First of all, if that ever happened, I would know that. I'm like, who are you? You were not. Someone has it's a body snatcher situation going on. Someone is like, this is definitely not you.
That's hilarious.
That's how I know in a million years.
You would know. The minute you lick my ass, it's not you.
I'd be like, well, they go, aliens do exist because you completely
hilarious.
this never would happen in a million years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Well, after the squatty potty and all these
Right.
other inventions we have, your butthole might be the cleanest
That's right.
place.
Still doesn't matter. For her, it could be you could it'd be like a little gleam, ding. She'd feel like, no fucking way.
He's like, bitch, I am not licking your ass.
Oh, not in a million years. I don't even not that I would ask anything, but that would never come up as a subject.
What kind of toilet paper do you like, Buck?
Oh, actually, I don't really do any specific toilet paper, but I do use butt wipes a lot because I have a lot of hairy ass now. As a woman, I didn't have a hairy ass, but then as I became a man, the hair grew, and I was like, how come nobody told me
what
this?
the fuck?
Then I was like, oh, I get why men have skid marks in their underwear.
Yes.
It's a real thing.
Yes, because the
Women have-
dingleberries.
You know that?
Well, what you need, Buck, is a tushy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What?
You know that?
No.
We're gonna blow your mind right now.
Right on.
It's a basically under $100 Snap-on bidet. We have a promo code for it. It
Right
takes
on.
about 10 minutes to install.
Okay.
And it's basically just a bidet that you squirt your butthole
right.
with.
I know. I need one of those because I went
Yeah.
to Japan and I literally
It's
could
the
not
best.
get off the toilet.
Yes.
Everybody says that too.
I'm not kidding.
But go to
20
Japan,
minutes, I was having
You're
orgasm
what's
after
going
orgasm.
I was having a
I was
conversation
fucking
at a
loving it.
party on Saturday on how I'm like, everybody needs a bidet.
No, everyone needs a bidet.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing
But it's
thing in
like-
the
and it's
world.
great for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's changed my life.
I
It's
know.
great for
Like-
everything health-wise
Yeah.
down there.
My wife's magazine did a whole story on tushy, and then she's like, "Hey, we're doing this article. We should go check out this thing." So I just bought it that day.
Right on.
Installed it, and I'm like, I'm like, how the fuck have I not used this
Right.
before?
When Dave and I
I'm getting
started
one.
the podcast, he told me about it. And
Yeah.
I was just like, holy
Yeah.
shit. I got it within installing it the first week.
Super easy to install.
My toilet, because it's old as fuck, because I live in
Okay,
an
right.
old building,
Right.
but otherwise it is easy. It
Yeah, if
is-
you have a normal bathroom
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like a,
if you have a
yeah.
newer toilet
Yeah.
and it's not
It's-
ancient like mine was,
Yeah.
but and my super came over and installed it for me, and then he tushy shamed me. He was like, "You need the Toto. What is this shit?" And
Oh,
I
right,
go,
the
"I
Toto,
can't
that's the-
afford the Toto.
Totos are expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's a plumber.
Yeah.
My super, so he got it on super discount, and I was like, "How are you in a rent stabilized apartment with a fucking Toto?
With a
like,
$500 Toto.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
So, my boyfriend, when I first installed it, was like, "What the fuck is this shit? I'm never even using this." And I was like, "Then don't use it. It's not in your way."
Right, it's not.
Within like 2 weeks, he was like, "I can't believe we lived without this."
Yeah, it's real.
This is
I'm
the
telling you, man,
best thing.
real.
it really,
Does it
especially for
have
a
buttons
dude.
and everything? Like it
Does
has,
it have?
like,
Yeah,
wait,
it's
the
just
buttons-
two
Little dial.
little,
Just
but
two
it's
little
not.
dials.
Yeah, it's not.
It's real simple, not like the Toto.
Super
Yeah.
simple.
You don't have to
Yeah.
plug it in. It's just
Okay, right.
And it comes from the water from the wall.
From the wall, right?
So it's not coming from the dirty tank or anything.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people think for some reason.
I know,
Yeah.
they do
Like,
think that. I think.
But even
Yeah.
the water coming from the wall, they're like, ew. And I'm like, the water that comes into your sink that you brush your teeth
It's
with
the
is
same water.
the same
Yeah,
water.
people are
same
so
line.
dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same
Dumb.
line.
It's the same line,
So
right.
basically, it's super easy to install. I think they have versions that you can get a hot water one.
Oh wow!
So if you want to do, but I mean, the cold water one, I find it more refreshing.
Really? I actually like warm water. I'm doing the warm water.
Well, the water, so you can get either one, and
Yeah.
you can just do hot or cold. It's just a dial, and you
That's
just.
so cool,
Yeah.
you
And
guys.
then, I mean, if you don't install it yourself, just do like the TaskRabbit. Someone, I mean, I had some
Well,
guy.
that's a good idea.
I had,
Never
I had
thought
an
about
issue with
that.
my new version. I got stuck at the new version.
Yeah.
And there was some issue with like this one coupling, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just like hired
that's a great idea.
This dude came over, did it in like literally. I was like, fuck.
You felt like a dumbass.
Yeah. I'm like, I put the first one in. He's like, this was like, he just did it like in 2 seconds. And, but yeah.
Yeah, right on.
It takes like no time at all. And then next thing you know, you're going to be like, how did I live without this?
Oh no, I know. I'm
You
telling
got a hairy butt. It's great for
It's
that. 'cause
real.
It's like
Yeah.
a laser strike of water. It just gets in there and like just cleans it out.
But Americans, like, we're just dirty people.
Well, we
Everywhere
interviewed
else
the
in world,
woman.
they do that.
We interviewed the woman from Tushy, and she just basically during like World War I and II, all these Americans went to Europe, and we figured out all these things like pizza,
Right.
and all these like cuisines and like European things. We brought it back to the U.S. and we're like,
Right.
let's do this stuff. The one thing they didn't bring back are bidets because back then. Why did all these men see all these bidets? Because they were all in the whorehouses.
Oh, in the whorehouses.
So they wanted to
Wow.
pretend like they never knew what a bidet was.
What a great story.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes complete total sense.
Yeah.
Of course, there again, it comes back down to sex and
Exactly.
body and all of that, not cleanliness.
Yes.
Yeah, and this sort of pretend puritanical, like,
Yeah.
I know, we're
don't
so
know.
pretend
I didn't
here.
see any
Yeah, we're so pretend.
sex workers when
look at
I
the
was
government.
in Europe.
We're
Yeah.
so pretend. Everything
And-
is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get over here.
Hypocrisy.
Nothing to see over here.
Nothing to see over
Just keep, you
Just
know,
keep on going.
yeah, keep drinking that beer.
Totally.
Yeah. Well,
Stoned.
so we were talking about toilet paper. So you said butt wipes.
Yeah.
Do you have any accidents? Have you ever had I shit my?
I've totally like sharded, like many.
Do you have any memorable?
Let's see. One time I was coming. No, they're all basically I shit in the car because I thought I had to fart, and I shit in
Yeah.
the car, and I literally had
You're
to
like, what the
sit in my shit until I got home. Because what are you gonna do? Get out and like
'Cause
it's
you're
just
in LA,
everywhere.
and
yeah.
yeah.
Plus you're in LA,
everywhere.
driving
You're in
the car,
LA
like,
driving, so I'm just
not-
like, whoa, dude, you just shit your pants. Like that's so
Traffic,
hardcore
I'd be
in
like,
traffic. It's
oh.
nasty too because you can feel it wet between your legs. It was kind of
Oh.
It was the number. Wait, what was it? It was kind of. Oh, it's gravy. What is this? Number
Yeah.
7.
When
It
you're
was
sharding,
gnarly.
it's gravy.
It was gnarly.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
whole fucked up.
That
But
feeling too, just like when it happens, you're like, oh no.
and I think one time I was having sex and I think I pooped a little. I'm not kidding because I was
Whoa.
pushing too hard.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I was pushing too hard. Like I was like, because it's different when you get fucked in your vagina than when you get fucked in your ass. So I was just like kind of pushing, and then like shit came out, and I was so embarrassed.
You're
I
not
was
the- you're
filming a
literally-
movie. That's right. I was filming a porn, and then the actress, she was like, "Buck, come here for a minute," and she's like, "Gave me a butt wipe." She was trying to be all cool about it. She gave me a butt wipe. She's like, "You should clean a little bit." I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed right now." I actually was a little embarrassed because it was a scene with a girl.
You're not the first person on the podcast to tell us they shit during sex.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
But you are the first one to do it while somebody was filming it.
Yeah.
So there's actual proof of it.
That's proof.
Once
And I
again,
think once I was having sex lately with this new girl that I'm dating, and she actually even said to me after sex, "Can you clean your butt?" I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm so embarrassed." Yeah, because the hair,
Yeah.
the
the hair,
hair,
man.
like seriously, I think
why
I'm
you need
wiping and it's like
a
totally
bidet.
clean, but
bidet
yeah,
is
I
great
need
because
one.
it's
Yeah.
like it just cleans all that out.
For
and then
sure.
It's just like,
And I'm not shaving my ass. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's
No,
too
it
itchy.
comes, yeah.
It's itchy and
The
gross.
itchiness is terrible.
just
I've
gross.
never. I mean, I don't have a really hairy ass, but I.
Well,
I
Dave
couldn't
waxed
imagine-
it
I couldn't
once.
even imagine like.
Yeah.
You waxed
I
it
didn't
once.
wax. Well,
so
I mean, it wasn't like I don't have a lot of hair in the cheeks either, so it's not like
Yeah, I don't either. It's just
some
in
people
my
like,
ass.
Yeah, like in the crack, I don't really have like a ton of it, but they did like
They
Wax
did
back
the
then.
wax.
I was like,
but
whoa.
how did you like it?
I hated it. It was
Yeah.
horrible.
I don't think I'm going to do it either. Did it
I
hurt?
mean, well, okay, yeah. See, I was getting married, and my wife was like, before like my fiance, but she's like, "Oh, you have no idea what it's like to get waxed." I'm like, "It's awful." I'm like, "I don't care if you wax. Like,
Right.
I don't give a shit. Like,
Right.
it's not gonna stop me. It's not gonna be like, oh god, well, I guess we're not having sex again because you got too much hair down
Right.
there."
Parting
no,
the
said
hair.
no, said no man ever.
Yeah.
So anyway. I'm like, you know what? I go, maybe I'll get one. She's like, oh, you should try it. Just check it out, see what it's like. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I will. And then I just called the place that she went to, and I was like, oh, I want to get a wax. And I'm like, it's like, okay, well, what's the name of your partner, your wife, girlfriend? I'm like, oh, it's for me. It's like, oh, we can't do that. And I'm
they
like,
said that?
yeah. I was like, why not? It's like, because you're a man. I'm like,
Wow.
And I was like, but I go, but it's just like, yeah, we don't do that. We only do women. So I was like, okay. So I had to, I found a place right over near West 4th Street, going into off Christopher. Like it's not off Christopher. It's like that street that kind of turns when you
West
go into
Village,
it's
yeah.
like just about to
The
go to the
gay
West
area.
Village. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like almost going to the West
Smart
Village, but
man.
not quite. So I'm like, fuck it. So I found this place. I was like male waxing, and that's the first place that came
Right
up.
on.
I went in there, and this dude was like, I was totally honest with you. I was a little nervous. I was like,
course.
I was like, I got the train. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, are you really gonna do this? I'm like, you know what? You can't go home. You have to go
Right.
back with the, because he's gonna be like, I guess you pussed out, huh? So I was like, fuck it. I went in there, and it was so painful.
Wow. But
Like, I
didn't
almost
it
started
take
crying.
2 seconds?
It did not take 2 seconds.
Oh, it didn't.
It was.
That's a myth.
It was. Oh
It totally
my
doesn't take 2 seconds.
fucking god! It was. I can't.
Yeah,
even-
it's so sensitive
the
around
pain.
your butthole.
It's like it happened yesterday. The pain
Ooh.
was like.
No, he did everything. The balls.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you did your
everything.
balls
Yeah,
too, dude?
everything,
Oh,
yeah.
well, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
he-
gnarly.
He
He
did
was
a
like-
Brazilian.
Oh, that's a
He-
Brazil.
the
Like when you do
guy-
everything.
Yeah.
The guy, like, I thought we were. At one point, I was like, I felt like I had a full body workout because I was like naked on this table, just laying there, and I'm like just breathing hard. He's like, okay, get up on all fours. I'm like, for what? He's like, oh, we gotta do your ass. I'm like, no, I'm good. He goes, no. I go, no one's going back there. He's like, no. Seriously, it's gonna look weird. I'm like. Again, my wife's not going back there, and I don't know anybody that's actually going to be, rooting around back there. So we're good. He's like, no, seriously. I'm like, all right, fuck it. How bad could this be? It was like almost as like equally or not more painful in certain spots. And they put that weird, like, it looks like putty. Like, you remember silly putty?
Yeah, silly putty,
Like,
yeah.
it kind of looked like that. It's like this little, like, round, just kind of like malleable ball. And he just stuck it in there.
Oh, my
At first, he just jammed all this.
But was that the hot wax? It looked
No,
like,
there was no wax. Thank God.
What is it?
It
How
was
they-
like this little, like, I can't even I don't know what the fuck you call it, but it looked like a little, like,
It's probably a hard wax, no?
I don't know, but it was like this little ball, almost looked like.
And then
you
that's
can
the
kind
thing
of
that
roll it
rips
up.
your skin-
Yeah, and
rips
so
the
he
hair.
put it on my sack at first and just pull it off, and I was like, it took. I mean, it just ripped everything off, but there was no actual tape or anything. He just used this one little thing, and I'm like. I mean, maybe he was fucking with me. I have no idea. I mean, I wasn't like really paying
No, I
attention.
think she's right. I think it's hard wax.
And it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sounds like.
It was like
it's
this-
better to I wax my vagina every month, and I do it with hard wax because it's better because the hard wax doesn't get to high temperatures, so you don't burn the very sensitive skin down there.
It was insane.
Yeah.
At the very end, the guy's like, I was sitting there, like, I thought I was gonna, like, at one point, he just like, he's like, okay, get up on all fours, and I'm like, all right, god damn it, all right. So I get up on all fours, and he throws, like, he just takes like what felt like an entire roll of paper towels and jammed it in my ass, and like it was like, and I'm like, I'm good. It's like, oh, everybody thinks they're good back there, but they're not.
Right,
I'm like,
you're not.
Great. And I remember being like, at that point, I was like, why the fuck did I do this? And I was like. I was so angry at myself, and I'm like,
Right.
whatever. I'm like, just do your worst, sir. Like, we're almost done with this. And like, that's when I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a heart attack or
But
something.
did the pain last for a long time after? Or
No,
it
it's
went away?
like really concentrated and quick, but it's like
But then after, there's no more pain.
no. I mean, there's a little bit of sensitivity, like
Yeah, right.
maybe for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
after.
I'm sure.
But it was not fun. I was left feeling like, oh my.
And then
god,
how
I
long did
couldn't
it take
sit-
for it to grow back?
I feel like it took a long. I'm not
Yeah.
super hairy.
Okay,
I mean, like
right.
I'm like a little on my chest, but like down there, it's not like
Yeah, it's not like a-
but it I feel like it took like a long time.
Yeah,
like, I
right.
remember being like, is this shit gonna
Right.
grow back? I remember I went to the doctor. My doctor's like, whoa, what's going on down here? And I had to tell her the whole story. She's like laughing her ass off. I'm like, she's like, wow, you're good. You're a good husband. I'm like, I don't know if I mean, I
But
just-
what? I actually like hair. I like hairy pussy. Like my new girl, she has a major bush, and when she didn't know we were gonna have sex, so she didn't clean it, right? So when I pulled her pants down and she had hair everywhere, like,
You're
I'm a
like,
weirdo.
yeah.
I'm a weirdo, dude. Like, I like hair
That's
everywhere.
cool,
Even on
man.
the
Like,
side of the legs, like all of it. And I was like, what? I never see that anymore. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe how into it you are. She's a straight lady, so she's only had sex with cisgender men. And she's like, every man I've ever been with has been so freaked out. Like, I have to shave it. Like, it's a real thing. Like, men just don't like necessarily hairy pussy.
Well, some men.
A lot of men. I would say more men don't like hairy pussy than they do like it.
I'm just. I think it's like whenever that trend started, is weird too.
It's weird.
Like,
I think it's porn.
It's porn.
Yeah,
100% it's
true.
porn. 100%.
But there are porn stars that I know who started growing out their bush because they're
trying to take back their power as females.
Not just that, but some of their fans were like, I would prefer you to be natural.
It's becoming a new thing now, for sure. More natural
so I
hairy
think like
girls.
I think it's literally
I love it.
Yeah, I think when I first started dating my boyfriend, he was 25, and so he did like less hair down there
because he watches porn.
Because he was a child, also.
He's like, whoa, what's this?
And now that he's in his
The rough stuff down here. What is that?
Oh my
It's called hair. It's like.
But now that he's like in his 30s, if I've gone a while without waxing,
it doesn't
one
bother
doesn't
him.
bother him, but two, he's like, ooh, it's hairy down. Like he's almost excited,
yes,
you know? So
exactly. I think it's so cool.
It's like a wig you got on down there.
I think real men like hair.
I do too.
But I also think real men are not intimidated by their women's choices.
This is very true too.
So
that's the other thing is that men really need to understand that what you're seeing in porn is fake.
Oh, totally.
It's
but they don't
fantasy.
know. But men have this idea that that's how women are supposed to be.
To me, I think that's more like a single young man's game kind of thing.
You'd be surprised.
They think, well, I mean, I guess, I don't know.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Talk to me. No, they totally think.
Okay.
Like, but this girl
stand
specifically,
corrected.
I asked her, like she said, every man said, well, you should watch more porn to her. They said,
Really?
yes, they all said that to her. Like they have a very specific way. You're a different guy, I could tell. You're much more
because also
chill.
she probably dated children. Even if they were older,
Rated really straight, you know, like tech dudes and like, like dudes who like
who are watching too much porn.
Those are the guys that watch porn, and that's what they see, and that's what they think that's how they think women act when they get fucked. That's, if you don't make noise, you're not getting.
I just couldn't even imagine like just trying to like go to my wife. Hey, you want to try this? She's like, I can't do that.
I'm not doing that.
She'd be like, what? I'm like, oh no, man.
She's gonna fuck your ear with her tongue. You watch.
If that ever, I'll let you know if that happens. There is no fucking way that's gonna happen. She'd have to be so high on some kind of like drug to do that.
Mushrooms, alcohol.
Oh, like everything.
Go to work.
Yeah, because she'd be like, all right.
So I'll do whatever you want.
She'll listen to this episode and be like, I have an idea.
Right.
She would never. I can tell you right. Never say never, but I'm telling you never.
I
mean, look, you never. You never
just
know.
don't know. You're right.
Fuck it. I'll ask her and see what she says.
Yeah.
I'll record her reaction for it, and then be like, see.
No, seriously.
She'd be like, ugh. I can see it, hear it, and see it.
Too funny. So I'm trying to think if there's any other questions or anything else you want to add to the poops and farts conversation. I feel like we've touched on so much.
No, I'm just so easy around it all. It's not like a big deal for me.
Well, that's why I knew you'd be a great guest.
Yeah, it's just not. I mean, like everyone farts and poops, and it's normal. And it's so great you have this podcast. Actually,
Oh,
because
thank you.
it really does. It demystifies, it unshames this idea that we can't fart and can't burp and can't poop.
I do like doing this podcast way too much. It's like literally my favorite thing in the world. But I do want there to be some taboo to it because farts and poo are so funny. I don't want to normalize it to the point where I can't laugh at
Well, that's never going to happen, just so you know. Not in your lifetime. Not in your lifetime. No, so don't worry about that.
It's so funny to me.
It is.
I love it.
It's hilarious. That's why I think actually you got something here. So once it takes off, it's good. No, I'm not kidding. Once it takes off, I love good ideas. Number one. Number two, when you start to talk, and I can say that from my own space and how I built my own platform. I talk about being a man with a vagina. Totally way out there. Now today we have tons of men with vaginas, but it's still a topic that people don't know about. So if you think about that, even though I've been doing this for 20 years, it's still something that we talk about. I still feel you didn't even know about those kind of things. So farting and pooping and all of that is going to be something that people are going to want to talk about forever. And it's still going to be shaming.
It's funny because we meet people who are like, you have an entire podcast? How can
See?
you keep talking
Yeah.
about it? And I'm like,
My friends
"Gee."
always like, he's like, how did you get past one episode? It's like,
Right.
imagine you'd learn. I'm like, you'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot to talk about
But
here.
it's also too. It's like a lot of it is more like each guest is different. And sometimes they have like
Yep.
funny or crazy stories you just
Yep.
want to hear about. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
no, that's real.
There's
totally.
not enough shitting your pants stories that I mean, I love them all.
They're great.
Yeah, 'cause
They
it
always end the same.
Do you think everyone has shit their pants at
Yes.
one point? I
Oh
do
yeah,
too.
And if
they
somebody
haven't,
says they
lied.
didn't,
They're
they're totally
lying.
lying.
They're
And we're
lying.
not talking about when you were in diapers
No,
as a
no,
kid
no, as an
or
adult.
like as an
Yeah,
yes.
as an adult,
As
going
an
to
adult.
work,
Like
Yes.
going to work.
Yes.
going to come home from a date. I don't
On
know,
the
whatever.
subway.
Just walking around.
No, just
in your-
walking around.
in your big girl, big boy pants, taking a dump. Yeah. in
Hopefully your pants aren't white. But
Oh
yes.
my god! I had when I was a girl, like I hated getting my period, so I would just put toilet paper there. I wouldn't put like a Kotex or a tampon because it felt too feminine. So I don't know what made me wear white pants that day, but I totally
like, oh,
put toilet
shit.
paper. And you can't put toilet paper; it moves around. And
Yeah.
That's why they put sticky things on the back of that fucking Kotex. So anyway, I bled through my pants, and everyone laughed at me at school, and I was so humiliated and freaked out that I remember that I couldn't even go back to school for like weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, weeks. It was horrifying. Yeah, that kind of humiliation as a youngster really sticks with.
It
me.
Oh,
fucks with you.
100%.
Fucks with
I mean, again, 'cause
100%.
you're already like in this weird state of
Yes.
like, who you're trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
And then high school is like awful
it's a
petri
shit
dish.
show.
Because like everybody's trying to act like they're fucking not all like
Totally.
insane and like going to the same shit, but it's just like,
Yep.
it's just-
Yeah, I
It's
talked
real.
about that. My high school, they actually had coffee in the cafeteria and breakfast, and
Oh,
so
wow.
he was like, "You had to pay for it, but like but he was like, you had coffee at your high school," and I was like, "Yeah, I guess
That's weird.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I would
fancy
like,
as high school.
Yeah.
It's like,
Where's that?
so you guys didn't have
In
croissants or
Connecticut.
fucking.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Connecticut is its own white space.
Ellen, so you didn't have a
very-
butler? You didn't have a butler?
No
in your-
kidding.
I have a butler.
No, butler in
Privilege.
school, like at your cafeteria.
You're
no.
privileged.
I
never
do
met-
come from privilege.
Totally.
I do know that 100%. But I did not have a butler at school.
butler.
We
I
just
didn't-
had
I
coffee.
mean, Mater D. You didn't have, you didn't have a hostess at your cafeteria?
No, it was regular cafeteria ladies. But I would get coffee in the morning to get through school because I was always exhausted. And I literally planned it out that I knew by in between my like second and third period, I would have to shit from the
Right.
coffee.
Right.
But I knew a way to like be which bathroom to go in that had the
Right.
least amount of people so I could poop in it.
Yep.
But like it was like a James Bond kind of like
Clock ticking.
yeah, like making sure that everything got out
Right.
with the least amount of people around me,
Yeah.
and
Oh my
because of the
God.
embarrassment and
I
everything.
know, it's weird.
Yeah.
I think
So
I think
weird.
I've maybe took one shit in my entire public high school. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. I mean, besides, I definitely took a piss, but like
Yeah,
a
different.
dump in high school, that no fucking
Yeah,
way.
because you get teased.
Yeah.
I had to because I was a runner, and so
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I could
He knows
not
that.
be running with a shit.
We're doing
in
a
my-
whole episode on running.
Oh, good. That's
'cause
awesome.
it's
Right
just
on.
like,
Yeah, no, I actually would run like cross country and stuff, and so I would stop and take a shit in
Yeah.
the middle of the fucking because running was more important to me than worrying if I had to take a shit. or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
The amount of people that shit in the woods from running, it's
So
kind of
awesome.
crazy.
It's real. 'Cause
Yeah.
when you're running, it's moving your bowels.
Oh,
around.
yeah.
Totally.
It's nuts.
yeah. They
Yeah,
shit
we
in the
we
woods.
talked about marathon running because he's
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it. People will literally shit
They
while
do. They shit their
marathon.
pants. My dad
Yeah.
ran a marathon and shit his pants.
Yeah.
I saw a woman
Yeah.
take a shit in her. She shit her pants before
Yeah.
the race started.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a real thing.
And there was like
Nerves.
I was like a 10K. It wasn't even like I was
Oh
like,
God!
okay.
I hope she cleaned because you get chafed with all that.
Oh,
shit.
she had like those weird. She was older, and she had like those like weird like
Tights.
Compression
those
tights?
Oh, the
those, like,
compression.
those like sort of like white nude tights. That people,
Oh, it's shit.
and
all
it
over
was
that.
like, and I kept looking. I'm like, is that? I didn't have my glasses on, but I'm like, I thought it was like some kind of sheen. I thought maybe there's some water hit it, and I'm like, oh, that's
terrible.
shit.
Oh, my
and
God.
and the
evil.
gun hadn't even gone off yet. I'm like, she's just like,
And then she
whatever.
ran the race
Oh,
like
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's just
Because like
runners are
when
weirdos.
you're all clustered in the beginning. Like
No, I know, it's
haven't-
nerves.
Yeah, but it's just I look over and I'm like, she's still
Whoa.
she didn't pull over or nothing. Just
But you know, runners are weirdos. They are. They're just so obsessed with winning that race or winning that number that
Ugh,
they don't give a shit
not
about
me.
anything, man. They,
if I did that, I'm like race
Oh,
over.
Yeah, it's like going home.
no, you'll see. Go look at any marathon. You'll see a lot of people with shit
yeah.
pants.
Yeah.
It's a
I used
real
to
thing.
this company when I was telling you earlier how I was in New Zealand. I used to work for this company. We used to webcast all the Ironman triathlons.
Oh wow.
So I was not running back then at all. I was like, fuck that. What psychopath would do this? But so we'd watch all these like these runners and like, oh yeah, people like this one. I forgot the dude's name. It was a woman. I can't remember who it was, but basically they were almost finished, and like it was like a top athlete kind of thing, and like they're just finishing, and like they were like crawling. There was tons of shit like on those little tiny short shorts.
Yes,
like not even shorts. It's like it's like
there's like nothing. Yeah,
and like even on the biking section, like they just pull the shorts to the side, take a piss, like do some dude's dick is just like flapping around that seat, or like a woman just pissing everywhere
because
like,
it's about time.
Yeah, and like they you can't stop.
You cannot stop.
But like it just there's shit anywhere.
Yeah,
like or just poop.
So they don't care.
And there's there's zero shit. It's just like it's like laser focus, and it's like I got to do this thing. It's just happening.
If you think about it, animals do that. Yeah, right? They don't give a shit. So it's like how we're animals, and I don't know why we have such a big deal about just where did that come from? Are you guys doing research around the shame of pooing? And
I bet it has to do with just like it probably had to do with sexual stuff or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Oh no, but we would love to talk to a historian who knows.
I'm gonna look for
we learned recently that that like there was some king who used to sit on a throne.
Oh, that's where
but it was his toilet.
Yeah.
Right.
And he would do court while shitting. While shitting.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty badass.
So
what a great idea.
Yeah. So like even back in the day.
Yeah, even back in the day, right? Yeah. Totally. So
I don't know when. Like, I just went to the Museum of Sex a couple weeks ago, and their new exhibit is called Super Fun Land, which is the history of the carnival and how carnivals were all about sex back in the day.
Totally.
And it was just like orgies and everything.
Yep, it's real.
And so, like, how did it go from these like orgies to like playing games?
No, now it's
carnival?
like and kids. Yeah. I met a woman who was a they called them hoochie cooch dancers. And she was a transsexual woman, and her name was Glamazon. There's actually a documentary made by a friend of mine. Yeah, a very good friend of mine.
Check that out.
Became a big it's called Glamazon. Check it out. Richard I can't remember his last name right now. He just passed away not too long ago.
Zemeckis? No.
Sorry, no, I can't remember his name. He went to mainstream and started making mainstream films.
Oh, sorry.
Then he got super sick. But anyway, Glamazon, and I met her, and she's a transsexual woman from like she was in the circus in the 30s and the 40s, and she was a hoochie cooch, and that's a hoochie cooch are the private tents that were the sexual tents.
Yeah, they showed that in the Museum of Sex.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And she was an actual one, and no one knew she was a tranny.
Wow.
No one knew, and she had a husband who was like this cool little truck driver dude. It was like, and she goes, "You would have been awesome for the circus." She told me, she goes, "You would have been a truck driver in the circus, and like you would have totally been." So there was all kinds of trans people who would do that kind of stuff, but it's all secret. Yeah.
Yeah, the next time you're in New York, check out Museum of Sex because it's a great because they show like this guy used to make the models of his tents, so they had their real models, like these little, and there was like the tents for transgender people to be looked at, or the tattooed person, and it was like all the
it was more about
the freak show.
Yeah.
But then you go into this one room and it shows you a movie that's the history of the carnival that's been happening since like Greek times.
I know,
and how it was all just orgies.
Yeah,
and it was sex and orgies, and then
it's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And then they took it over and made it for children.
Yeah,
which is so
I bet like Poop had something similar to
I
that.
tend to think that everything like that is it's probably some kind of religious overtone.
Oh no! I mean, I did listen to a podcast about fart. It was like Fartamonicon or whatever was the title of the podcast. Basically, they decided that even smells were like you whenever you see the devil or a demon, they're stinky. They're from stinky bogs.
Oh, wow.
They have smells coming off of them. They're farty, they're gross, they're shitty. So maybe it does have something to do with religion. And like poop was tied into like if you stink and you fart and you touch poop, then you're closer to the devil. And you're
also too, it's like you think about like back in the day, people like hygiene wasn't like a necessarily they didn't have the technology for a lot of it too. Like there wasn't any working plumbing and like
probably
like,
death.
So like people were just like walking around like they took a bath like once a month. That's like probably crazy. So
how did they have sex?
It's probably just my guess would be probably horrible. But my guess would also be like you just get used to that smell after a while.
You're
like,
right.
If everybody smells like that, it's like, oh, you smell like shit too. Oh, cool.
Yeah, no.
We should hook up. But I mean, imagine as society progressed and things got quote unquote
Well, that's why
better.
they made perfume too.
Yeah,
right?
perfume.
No, but it's
Yeah.
also like
It's
why
like-
you're not supposed to put cheese on fish in Italy because like
It smells like-
no, not smells, but like cheese on fish was like made people sick back in the day, probably because they weren't
Oh.
refrigerated, or certain cultures don't
see.
eat pork because of refrigeration,
Right.
and so like certain cultures, like Muslim cultures, don't eat pork. So, but that was like tied into religion,
Right.
and now it's become like it's
Right.
the same thing. So I bet poop had something to do with
For
that,
sure.
Yeah.
and because people got
I mean, look-
sick all the time with
Right.
poop because
Right. I mean-
we didn't have proper
Plus
ways
it's like
of getting rid of
I
it.
don't think it matters what era you came from. Shit is disgusting.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
is.
like it's not like
It
it's
always
like,
smells
It's not like someone's
forever.
like like, oh my god, I can't believe. I'm like, yeah, it's
Right.
it's
Right.
No one's talking about it because it's just gross. I mean, like when you're just like it's on someone.
Right.
Like you said,
Well,
like, if you
Dave
saw
and I
It's
are-
always smelled.
Like if you
Dave and
saw
I are-
someone on the subway, exactly what you just said. It's like you're not going to be like,
Yeah.
oh,
Right.
hey, is everything okay over here? Like, hey, I feel bad for you, but please do not
Stay
come
away.
near- don't hug me. Just I don't want to be part of this now. Like,
Yeah, right on.
But
so-
we're big Howard Stern fans, and I don't know if you heard the recent episode, but they did like a germ
the
thing
germ
where
thing,
they
yeah.
would tested everybody with germs.
Oh, my
and
God.
all the staffers, and the number one germ that came back causes people to have diarrhea.
Yeah.
So they had this germ on their hands that caused people to get sick with diarrhea.
Wow.
Kind of like what's it called?
Oh, wow.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm flaking on the actual name. But it's just
Like
one of
when
those
you
things
eat
where
raw chicken,
Well,
you know,
oh, right,
like
salmonella.
salmonella. Yeah,
Yes.
but it wasn't salmonella, but it
Yeah,
was a
something
similar
else, similar
you were
germ.
saying
Right.
it was
But
actually
it's like-
airborne too. It's like,
yeah.
it's like one of
It's
those things.
airborne?
It's like,
Yeah.
it's just everybody has it technically,
Blech.
but
But it's the amount. If
Yeah.
you have a lot of it, it'll cause diarrhea.
Oh, my
But that's
God.
what,
That's
see,
insane.
that's the thing in an office culture. That's where it's just like.
Yeah, because they're all
You think
germs
about like
spreading germs
You think about
to
all the
each
people
other.
you know in life,
Yes.
and then like there's one nasty person you know,
Yes.
and so that person's in an office with like a bunch of other
Oh
people
my
who might have
God.
it,
Oh
and it's
my
like, could you
God.
imagine? And that's what you always wonder, like, man, this person's got this crazy OCD or like,
Yeah.
like germaphobe thing. You're like, you know what? Sometimes you're kind of like, I'm kind of
get
with
it.
you on that, man. Like, because
Totally.
like when you really break it down, you're like, oh my god, we are disgusting. Like
We are.
human beings are just like.
People don't wash their hands. I'm
Yeah.
in the men's room now.
Yeah.
Men do not actually
Yeah.
wash their
Oh,
hands.
yeah.
Women wash their hands more than men.
When I see a guy walk, I'm like, are you
Fucking
fucking
gross.
kidding me
I
right now?
know.
And-
No, but sometimes, okay, like when it comes to the hand washing thing, I almost feel sometimes those sinks are dirtier with all the stuff that's going on,
No,
but
it's
I will
true.
still like have the
Spray
hand sanitizer.
something.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
but I don't
hand-
touch that thing. I always
Yeah.
touch
No, I
it
do.
like
I
that.
do. I get to the point now. I mean, it got to the point where I mean, I think it's not as bad as it was, but I feel like for a minute, every time I'd go into a bathroom, if I hear the water, I'd have to pee. And
Yeah.
then I have
Uh-huh.
to wash my hands before then I'd
Right.
pee. Then I go wash my hands again.
No, I do that.
But then I couldn't for a while. It felt like, I mean, not super recently, but within the last like 5 years, I couldn't, like, if I was in a public place, I couldn't touch the door handle.
Oh, I know.
So like I'd either like have to like
Me
grab my
too.
shirt.
I do that.
But then I would be in there and like washing my hands. I see someone walk right out of the stall. Just walk right to the front door. I'm like, are you?
I know.
And I'm like, my friend's like, why do you? Like, oh, I just grab a handle. I don't care. I'm like, fuck. I go, the amount of disgusting people that just
That's
grab
why I
that handle.
Purell. Like I
No,
do the
it's
hand
real,
sanitizer.
yeah.
I don't.
Like I wash my hands at home, but like when I'm in public places like that, I'd rather
have to.
spray.
I just,
Yeah.
I'm like all about like, I just have like, I wrap my hands in like a paper towel
Yeah.
and just touch the door because I'm like, and then I'm like sitting there going like, I feel like I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
But it's just like,
It's
you know,
real.
I don't want.
No, especially when you know everybody
dinner?
has this fucking
Now you know
germ on them that's
that
giving
causes
everybody diarrhea.
Yeah. Well, the subway. I mean, you know, it's a good thing.
Ooh,
You don't
it's
live,
so
it's a good thing you don't live in New York.
No, I'm going to be honest to all you people out there. I will never move to New York. I'm a California
Because the
guy.
subway, like, just if you set aside everything else that's gross about New York, I mean, I love it, but
I love it, but it's gross.
It's just the subway touching the
Ew,
poles.
ew.
My
I
parents
hate
have
it.
not lived in Manhattan, like not lived in the city in like forever,
Decades.
and like, oh god, like a million years. And so they came to visit, and they're always like, mom's like, I'll be holding the pole. She's like, and I one time I was just scratching my, I just like,
Oh,
just
yeah, right.
I went to scratch my like my
Right.
forehead or temple or something. She's like, oh my god, it's like, what's wrong with you?
No, you don't think about it. I've
And
done
I'm
it.
like-
I've actually picked my nose.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I can't believe I just fucking
Yeah,
did
and then
that.
now you're like all day you're like,
now you have
I'm all day, I'm
diarrhea
like, I
thanks
know,
to your
and I'm just like,
nose.
there's something in my nose. I know
I
it.
have diarrhea in my nose.
No, but we just do those natural things, or
Yeah.
rub your eye, right? Yeah.
So
very
I just
susceptible.
like, that's why I don't like the winter, but I kind of like the winter in a sense where I'm always have gloves on.
Gloves.
So I'm like, oh, this is great. I just, I'm not touching anything.
Somebody should make Subway gloves.
Yeah, right.
That's also a good one.
Yeah,
Or
there's-
just Purell wipes at every subway
suit.
station.
See, but the thing,
A Subway
if you use
suit.
too much Purell, then your body becomes just like
That's
it
true,
doesn't-
too.
You get those weird people that guy
Yeah.
Howie Mandel. I was reading something. He said he was using Purell so much he was getting these weird warts.
Ew.
From it was like just stripping away like the
Well,
everything
you
off his
need
hand.
germs.
Well, I don't do it
Yeah.
at home. I
No,
just do it once
Right.
in a while in gross,
Right.
like
Right.
New York City stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know. New
Talking
York's
about
great.
like all the. I
You
gotta
gotta pee. All right.
Go.
I'm back from making pee.
She's back.
From making people.
So we're gonna get into our Let's Get City.
Sometimes
segment.
I've pooped in the middle of our episodes, which is very exciting. But this
wow,
time I
really?
didn't. Yeah. So we're gonna go into our next segment called "Let's Get Shitty," which we get to complain about anything that's shitty out there.
Oh my god.
If it's poo
sure
or
you want to ask me?
if
Well,
it-
I mean, we all know like the current like yes, there's ton. I mean, this is
political.
More, this is I mean,
community.
I mean, aside from like the normal like
Right.
everyday just shit that everybody's got to take
Right.
and eat. Yes, but like this is more like I mean, it could be anything really, but like. It could be more lighthearted. It doesn't have to be poop related. But yeah, I mean, obviously, there's like the situation politically.
Yeah.
There's like
well, political is
that's
always
always
a
like
no-brainer.
yeah,
That's a
that's always
no-brainer.
that's
but
always
you get to
my-
complain about anything.
But I'm
that's
going to
on the-
complain about something right now that's not necessarily talked about on the show.
Wait. We're gonna go into our little musical thing
Okay, yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Let's Get Shitty.
You know the evil hate monkey he performs at the box
Oh,
sometimes?
yeah, totally.
That's his voice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so awesome. Now you
Yeah.
have good stuff there.
Yeah.
The recordings.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, as our guest,
Yes.
I feel like you should go
ahead.
first.
Complain, Buck.
So I'm going to complain about something that really kind of sucks that I have to complain about, but I am going to complain about it because I think the world
Please
needs
do.
to know about it. So I'm an elder in my community and I transitioned 24 years ago. As you know now today, transgender is what we call an umbrella term. And so when you have an umbrella term, it encompasses many different types of identities and many different types of people. I don't believe in umbrella terms. I think umbrella terms hurt people. I think it makes everyone sort of be in the same space when we're not in the same space, right? So what that has done is it enabled people like non-binary, gender non-conforming to call themselves transgender, which in a sense has now divided our community. But don't get me wrong, I think those people are real, and I think all identities, whatever identity you
Right.
choose, is real. But what my point is that when you encompass it under one word, people start to fight about this identity choice and saying you are not trans because you are not this, or you're not transgender
Gotcha.
because you are this, or you are not this. So what has happened as being an elder and somebody who considers myself a transsexual, not a transgender person, and who had a sex change, doesn't live as that identity of trans, I get attacked daily by a younger group of my community because they don't like, in a sense, that I am an older person who has transitioned to become a man, not to become trans or not to, and I don't have
Gotcha.
an agenda, and I just really wanted to be a man. Today, gender is dead, is what they like to say, and gender doesn't exist. And I'm like, you are 1% of the population. The majority of the world is a gender and will always be a gender. That's something that, so really, I get attacked a lot from a lot. Well, I do daily from a younger generation of people who, for me, do not respect my work and not respect my pioneering work and do not respect my voice as somebody who was elder and had a different type of transition in order to enable these children to transition today. So for me, I'm just unloading
but
that.
if you,
because it's really,
you identify as a man and you have it changed on your birth certificate,
exactly.
you are a man.
Yeah.
Yet these children think
And-
what I am doing is patriarchy, part of the patriarchy.
It's not.
It's not. Plus, they do not understand what my work. And like, I'm not the guy who needs the pat on the back. You know that about me. I don't need that. But what I do need is respect.
Yeah, I mean,
and
well-
so it's just disrespectful for youthful. I don't care what community you come from. Right. If it's
right.
gay, straight, people of color, whatever it is, you must respect your. Imagine if people didn't respect Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin, imagine that. If your community called him names and said he was an idiot and he did fucked up shit and he just put black people in a space like this, that would be unbelievably disrespectful on
Completely.
many levels. I don't consider myself at the level of Dr. King.
No, but yes,
you understand
I
what I'm
understand
saying.
what you're saying completely.
It is not. It is something
I
that
would-
children
and
need
it's-
to hear.
I do would love a Buck Angel holiday though.
Yeah,
We celebrate your vagina.
Yeah, I would love
God.
that.
And men
if we
can do
got
that
off
too.
for work
Yeah.
to celebrate
Awesome.
your vagina,
Right
all day.
on.
It'd be amazing.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate. It's
sounds
just
cool.
it happens in every community, and it's something that needs to be talked about.
Yes,
Children
100%.
need to learn to respect.
I know you
where
and
they
I have
came
talked
from.
about this in the past, and I
Yeah.
said I think it's because hormones are fucked up.
Oh,
and
God.
basically, when you're transitioning, you're going
Yes.
through puberty again.
Again.
So I think these younger trans people are just
Yes.
probably like having a hard time dealing with all those new hormones. But
and that in society, and they have to deal with social
Yeah,
media, and they
yeah.
have to deal with such a layer of things.
But
But
they
I'm the
shouldn't.
last person they should be attacking.
No.
The last
So is
person.
is the crux of the attack that like the fact that yes, you're just saying you're a man.
Yeah, because I don't
then-
claim
and you-
transgender, and I don't claim trans. I claim transsexual, and I claim sex change. And they call it antiquated. They call it They're actually using my term, transsexual, as they're saying it's derogatory. They're trying to take it out of all the school books. They're trying to take it out of all the education. And I'm like, that's the history of our. And I'm actually a transsexual. I'm not dead yet. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's actually really upsetting to me because I was the first person in California to have an actual legal sex change from a female to a male, and have my birth certificate. I've set a lot of legal things
no, but
within
also
my transition.
when it comes to people who are advocates like that, it's your choice.
Yes, and that's
I was
what
gonna
they
say,
don't
their
understand.
I was gonna say,
choice,
isn't it-
too.
yeah,
It's
the bottom
bizarre
of this whole
behavior.
thing, isn't it just kind of like, well, this is what I just choose to do with my life.
Yeah, you would think
and
that.
then, and that's can't we just
You would
leave it
think
at that?
But I
guess-
think I wonder why young youth attack their elders, and I wonder why youth feel as if
Because
they
they're
don't.
terrified. I've learned that a lot in the burlesque community that Dave and I are very prominent in. There's this beautiful thing where they 100% respect their elders,
Right.
And they call them the legends, and they
Right.
really embrace them,
Yes.
which I think is beautiful.
Beautiful.
But I have learned that over the past couple of years with the burlesque community, that how to respect your elders in a way where these women are still stripping,
Yes.
and they're in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and like some people will walk in and be like, "Ooh, who wants to see that old lady strip?" And it's like, it's her body and it's her
Exactly.
art, and this
Yes.
is something that you should respect because she was a pioneer
Well,
in this.
you wouldn't be able to do it without her.
And
Yeah.
also, who
And
said
so
that there's
I
an
think-
age that you have to stop?
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
No.
And as long as it's your body and your
Right.
choice.
Right.
But with these women, I realized, and why there's so much respect behind it is because all these other burlesque performers know that this is also their future.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
maybe these younger transgender people are terrified of their future.
Yeah, they are for
and
sure.
they're looking at you as that is my future and I'm terrified
Right,
of it.
right.
Instead of embracing it.
Right.
Because there's two things that's going to happen. You will get older or you will die.
Right.
That's
That's
it.
it.
No way,
It's a no-brainer.
There's no way
Right
of getting
on.
around it.
Yeah.
Taxes.
Right on, dude.
Yeah.
Death and taxes.
Right on.
Those are the two things. So
Yeah.
maybe they're looking at you terrified of their future.
Yeah, that's a good point. I also
know?
think that we have a lot of entitlement now.
Yes.
We have a lot of entitlement. We have a lot of this privilege, right? Like I didn't have all these privileges and these entitlement things where I couldn't just go get a sex change. Your goddamn insurance pays for it now. Everything you see I paid for out of pocket. I worked 2 jobs. And I sound like an old man now, like, God, get a job. These kids
but
come
like,
to me for like money. I'm like, get a job.
Yeah.
I'm like, who am I? You know, like,
you have every job
I'm
too.
a god.
You've
I'm
done
like,
it all.
Get a fucking
Yeah.
job.
Oh my God.
Weird
So,
behavior. Anyway,
yeah.
let's go to the next one.
Okay. So what's yours, Dave? Do you have a let's get shitty?
Not really.
Really?
I've been no. I mean, I do. Again, aside from like every day.
right.
Just I don't know. I just think that I need to figure out a way to make a bunch of money so I can buy an apartment that I have no one living above me. We had these old neighbors that moved out. They had a kid, and it was just insane with the kid running around. So they moved out finally, and it was like one of the happiest days of my life.
Right on.
And then, so for the last like 2 months, it's been like just bliss.
Peace.
Actually, it's been longer than that, but it's been really nice.
Yeah, you
And
haven't
then-
complained about your upstairs neighbors in
so
a while,
then-
but now I know
then
why.
our new neighbors came in yesterday. They just moved in yesterday, and again, I have to find my chill button because I understand that like yes, you are moving in. It's gonna sound loud because like you're moving your furniture around, you're moving boxes. But like last night, I'm like, it's 11:30 at night. Are they fucking still moving stuff around? And I'm like, it wasn't even that loud. It was more like just me. Like I am like this so sensitive to sound.
Me too.
They're like everything. And I just keep focusing on it to the point where I'm not sleeping now. But you know, and this is like a total this is the worst Let's Get Shitty, but it's just more like, you know,
it's annoying.
I can't wait. So I'm like, now I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, okay, let's see. When we moved in here, it took me, I mean, I work from home, so it's probably a lot quicker than most people because I have to go to work, to office. But I was like, I got this place all set up in like, you know, a week maybe. Like I had it all like totally ready to go. And then like, you know, maybe a month total where everything was just like normal.
Yeah.
And this one dude that's living up there now, he just walks so loud.
Oh.
And I just don't understand
you
it.
gotta write him a nice note
I know.
and just leave it at his door.
Yeah, go up there.
Like,
or yeah, go up there and just be like, I'm
You gotta
sorry.
go up there, and I'm like, you're coming with me because like I'm the one that always does this.
Yeah.
I have to be the bad guy.
No, just be chill about it.
No, just be
You're a
like,
nice
I'm
guy.
really sorry, but these walls are so thin.
Yeah, no,
if you
I'm
guys
going to.
can get carpet or some kind of something.
I'm giving myself about a week because I figure again they moved in yesterday.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, you know, you're getting
or bring them a nice
you're getting your
cheap
space in
bottle
order.
of wine.
Yeah, I'll be a welcome wagon, but also hey, see,
everyone's
FYI.
lived in an apartment.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that noise happens.
Yes, and I get it. It's New York City. You
Right
live in
on.
boxes. I understand all that, but I just like it's just now after so much quiet that it's just like any sound. I'm like, how dare this person?
Yeah, but he's not gonna, or they're not gonna know,
they're not gonna
right?
know, yeah.
Unless you
And
say
I
it.
completely, I know all of
100%.
this, so I have to go up there and just deal with it.
But it's not really a big deal. Don't be stressed out about it because it's also a great way to meet your neighbor.
That is
And
true.
it's a way to say, like, I want to meet you. Like I just want to let you know this. And like,
in this day and age, like no one knows each other anymore.
I know, it's weird.
I mean, we're
It's
really
weird.
good friends with my neighbor next door.
Great.
Which is fantastic. So yes, I probably should go and talk to these people.
Even if it wasn't the noise, you should anyway.
Oh yeah,
because,
no,
yeah, right.
Great.
right,
No, people
right.
on my floor, I pretty much know everybody, but it's just like.
And you can totally say it in a way like, I hate to say this, and it
Oh yeah,
kinda
no,
sucks,
I'm gonna
right?
go up there. See, usually what I do is I wait until like I can't take it anymore.
I know. That's not good.
Now I'm the crazy neighbor. It's
That's
like, oh
not
my god,
good.
that guy was fucking nuts.
That's
like,
what
why-
everybody does with and relationships. They wait until they're like fucking, and then
Bubbles over.
So
yeah.
it's gonna happen. A 1 week. So
Okay,
next week
we're giving you 1 week, and
yeah,
we're
we'll see what
watching
happens.
you
We'll see
can't
what
complain
happens.
it on the next episode.
No, I
That's
won't.
right. We're watching you.
Yeah.
My Let's Get Shitty is I was at IKEA the other day.
Oh no.
And the IKEA bathrooms, women's bathrooms, is the most savage.
Wow.
I don't know what is going on in there. If people just go into an IKEA bathroom and explode. I mean, I know we talked about that earlier in the
Swedish
episode.
meatballs.
Maybe.
Oh
But
my
I
God,
have
those are
been
so gross.
in the IKEA in Brooklyn, New York. I walk into one stall and there was blood all over the seat. So obviously somebody's period just like
told you, women are
exploded.
gross,
It's
dude.
so
It's
gross. I walked into that. There's like 4 stalls, I think. I walked in and I saw like shit all over. So I walked into the next one. I went to another stall and I heard a woman walk in and look at all the stalls and she was like, what is going on in here? And I was like, I know.
Yeah.
What is going on? Do the people who like run IKEA just don't even clean the stalls and maybe
Would
once
you
a
clean?
month?
I would.
No. Like they gotta hire somebody.
Yeah.
Like otherwise IKEA, like you could shit in the demo toilet and that's much cleaner than these ones in their
I think I
bathroom.
posted a picture on our Instagram of some guy doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
taking a shit in the demo and
no, but I know it drove him to do that because those
that poor person had to go take a shit outside
yeah,
on the
the
floor.
bathroom there is so fucking
Did
foul.
you say anything? You should. I want to know. Now this is your job. You have
I
to
know.
investigate.
The next time I go
So
to
the
IKEA,
next-
I'm going to be like, "Where's the manager?"
No, seriously, because you
this
have to
is-
tell your listeners on the next one.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
Of it.
Take a picture.
Be like,
Oh, that's a
"Do you
good
think this
Instagram
is-
post.
Do you think this is clean?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
seriously, you should because I want to know why are the bathrooms. That's IKEA. You should write the headquarters.
yeah.
I can imagine too. The
I've got,
person,
and
not right.
Dave can tell you, I shit everywhere. I go to
So do I.
Staples,
Yep, so do
Wegmans,
I.
like Target.
She does.
I literally
You
don't
do the
care
shit.
where, and I text him while I'm doing it. Like I'm like, hey, I'm shitting.
if I walked in and saw that, I'd be like, well, that's not happening today.
That's right.
No fucking way.
But the IKEA bathrooms, I realize,
So bizarre.
savage.
Do you think there's
Savages.
is there like people out there who are more homeless?
No, because
or-
this is on Red Hook, Brooklyn,
So it's in
where
the
it's
middle of
like
nowhere?
it's in the
Yeah,
middle of
it's
nowhere.
hard to get to.
It's
Yeah.
so hard.
Also,
to get
here's
to.
what I imagine this conversation is going to go like. Excuse me, your bathrooms are really disgusting. It's like, oh yeah, I get paid $12 an hour.
Exactly.
So
no, but
fuck off.
they have to hire
much.
some.
No, they have to hire a cleaning company. Yeah.
That That
They do.
IKEA makes
But
so
also,
much money.
if someone does that to you, write the headquarter. I'm not kidding. It's
Yeah.
like isn't it a Norwegian company?
Yeah.
Or,
Swedish, yeah.
They're not going to like that. They're
Yeah.
very clean people.
Yeah.
Actually, I found out that the founder of IKEA was part of the Nazi party.
What?
Was like a Nazi sympathizer. I was like,
Okay,
great.
I'm not shopping at IKEA
Yeah.
anymore. And
You
actually,
Google it. It's like I just read
No.
that somewhere.
Yeah, but that's like I feel like the founder of everything.
well, I mean,
true.
Like technically, Trader Joe's
Hugo
is
Boss, too.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying
Hugo
that.
Boss made the uniform.
Yeah.
I have no information on whether or not the head of IKEA now is.
No,
Yeah,
but
but there's a
like Trader
connection.
Joe's was originally a German supermarket that was way before
Right, and
the
same with
wars, you
Ford.
know?
I mean,
Volkswagen.
Henry
Yeah.
Ford was a
Yeah.
sympathizer.
Everything
Volkswagen
is.
Yeah.
was invented by
So-
Hitler.
As
mean,
long
look,
as
there
they
was-
aren't doing it now, not like
like, oh, excuse me, where's your-
Equinox.
Well, right.
Where's your white power section at?
Yeah.
Oh, just go down past plates. They're like, just past the plates section.
Just
Thank you.
pass the play.
We have a secret room just for that.
Oh my god.
You're like,
it's
just
fucking
give a
gross.
little code to the door. And
It's so
looks
gross.
at it.
You know what?
What's the Swedish word for white power? Is the question.
Yeah.
It's really happening, kid. I mean, we're laughing,
it's
but
IKEA.
it's real.
No, but totally, yeah.
Totally
It's not that-
real.
It's
Oh my
totally
God.
normal.
I mean,
right?
I get dudes coming up to me and going, "Hey, bro," and because I know exactly what they're doing. Look at me, right? I'm white. I have a bald head. I have tattoos.
Yeah.
I kind of
They're
look
like-
that way. They're like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" Not your bro. They always look at me like crazy. I'm like, I'm not your bro because I know exactly what the fuck's going on there. It happens a lot.
So, do you
Yeah.
like rap music?
Yeah.
They're like, this is a picture. It's like, what do you think of these two
Totally.
photos we're going to show you?
Oh my god, it's creepy. They're out
God.
there, people. They are out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to flush those problems away right
Right on.
now. And
Right on.
in
Don't you
this-
feel more
I was
cathartic?
just gonna tell you, I feel so much
Yeah,
better.
feel lighter.
Yeah.
We're going to get into news right now. Because we're having so much fun, but
Yes.
Buck does have other things to do.
Yes.
I know.
He's a very busy man.
so-
but yeah, we literally do a news article every
cool.
episode,
Right on.
because that's how much is in the news
About poop.
about poop and
Oh,
farts.
this is interesting.
Like we get minimum 3 articles a week.
What?
Yeah, from friends and fans and everything.
No, but
It's
see, poo is a
insane.
really interesting subject
Yeah.
matter.
It's in fashion
pretty-
these
On to
days.
something. It's in fashion.
I don't understand. Look at my phone. I'm queuing up my news article right now.
What
I
about
have my
adult
phone.
diapers?
Don't forget that.
I'm gonna get sponsored by adult poo-poo diapers.
Oh my god, I want to do a Depends party so bad,
Seriously.
where we all wear diapers
Oh
and
my God,
then
such a great idea.
I
Yeah.
don't want anything to do with this idea.
coming.
I don't
I'm
know if I like this idea.
Man diapers.
She's like, I just want to pee in it. I'm like, someone's gonna shit in it
I'm
by
shitting in
accident.
mine.
you're
Oh,
invited
Then I want somebody to change my diapers.
I might be.
like a baby.
Oh my God.
Like a baby.
You're
Oh,
a
that's
big
gross. I'm not-
baby.
I might
Big
be.
baby.
I might be doing that via remote. I might be in a different room.
I don't do adult
Door
baby.
locked.
No shaming adult babies out there, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I know, but it
All right.
would be cute.
I'm gonna play this, and then we're gonna get right into it. Here we go. Gets me every time.
I wasn't prepared for that.
So,
Good one.
have you ever had a goldfish growing up?
The pet?
Yeah.
Like a little, like
Not the
everybody's had a
cracker.
goldfish, right?
No, the goldfish.
Please stop flushing live goldfish down the toilet, or anything else for that matter, because it doesn't belong there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So this story, it comes from us from Buffalo. Actually, I went up to college.
Oh,
My
cool.
wife is from Buffalo, and oh my god. So basically, what had happened was an organization, the courtesy of Buffalo Niagara Waterkeepers, they basically found a
Oh, God.
14-inch goldfish. at the-
14 inches.
14-inch goldfish.
Tell me how big that is. That's like
That's
bigger
like
than a ruler.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a ruler and two.
Yeah.
Yeah. They found it near the river's edge in Black Rock Canal, not far downstream from the water treatment facility.
Downstream.
Yeah, they were saying that like it was just so crazy. They're like, how the fuck did this thing get out there? And they just surmised that like someone thought their goldfish was dead. They flushed it, and for some crazy weird miracle, the goldfish went through a whole stream of like systems treatment.
Yeah, because it
sewage
got big
plants.
off of eating other people's shit.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Totally.
Totally.
And
Wow.
basically, they have no natural predators here, so it just kept growing.
Oh my god.
And they found it. They're like, "What the hell?"
It's
and
like a koi fish
have a
at that
picture of
point.
it?
I do have a picture.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm dying to see
Here's
it.
right here.
What? Wait a minute.
It's a big fish, people.
Is it dead or was it alive?
It's a lot. Well, I think this
Wow.
picture. I think this one might be a different version because they're saying that it's estimated now that tens of millions of goldfish now call the Great Lakes home.
Oh,
Goldfish.
my God, this is so bizarre. We have fucked up this earth so much.
But this particular one, this massive goldfish made its way to the river. Is like they're not exactly how sure, but they're just basically saying that it just like wound up getting flushed by its owner and it made some crazy miracle journey through
my God.
all the septic systems, sewer systems, and then basically, yeah.
This is like a huge koi fish.
Yeah.
That part.
It
Yeah.
is. It looks like a koi fish.
A goldfish,
Wow.
though. Giant goldfish.
I don't know. That makes me feel weird.
It's weird. It's
It
kind of
is
freaky.
weird.
It's like
It's
something out of The
freaky.
Simpsons.
No,
It's like
near the
goldfish are not supposed to be that big.
No, they're not. It's
Like,
fucking
they're
creepy.
tiny.
This lady is measuring her goldfish next to a Subway sandwich to show you the
Yeah,
scale.
people are so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, but
That
this, I
is
mean,
weird.
but this, the fact that someone thought their goldfish was dying, they flushed
it down the
This
toilet.
thing somehow
Yep.
made it out to a canal.
Yep.
Because it had plethora of poop to
Yeah,
eat.
but still, but like you would like. I mean, I'm not an expert in sewer systems.
Yeah.
I imagine there's some little weird things in there that like things just can't get through, or like some
I
kind
see
of
what you're saying.
sieve, or like
Yeah,
just some kind
right.
of systems
But
that are put in
goldfish
place.
are that big.
That is true.
They're very tiny.
I mean,
yeah.
they're basically saying like in the article, like it probably just got mixed up with like something. It got shot out to another like little sort of waterway and
Yeah,
then
right.
spit out at the
Right.
very end.
Right.
Maybe some overflow.
But
And
how
then-
did it grow that big? That's
Well,
what
they
I
were
want.
saying like there's probably it's probably like living in those pipes, eating
And
off
eating
of like
shit
eating
and-
shit and whatever.
But it also probably-
and, or other types of things that have been flushed down that aren't supposed to be down there.
people flush
And
everything
then
down
once
the
it got
toilet.
into the waterway, the actual waterway,
Wow.
they were saying like there's no
Nutrients
They were
and-
saying like they have no predators.
Right, so they're
it's
gonna
not
just
like
keep
the thing
thriving.
just thriving, and it's like next thing you know, it's a giant goldfish that was dead. Like, how the fuck did it get here? Because that's another thing. There's no goldfish in that little area. It was just like they just found it there.
It is
But also the
totally
fact that like
insane.
I wonder if like the tank, if it stays small, the goldfish stays small. But if you have a larger thing like a
Probably.
lake or something,
Sure,
then it grows
because it can
bigger.
grow bigger.
You know.
It has the room.
But I mean,
to do
this
that.
article is saying that there's like a bunch of goldfish in the Great Lakes right
Wow.
now. So, but I mean, like, they didn't mention anything that size. That's a pretty big,
What if
giant
you
like
flush-
toilet
What if
fish.
you flush a baby down the toilet? Will it survive? They're gonna have mutant babies.
That's how we got Aquaman.
right? No kidding.
Big and strong by
Yeah.
eating poop.
Because it was flushed, and now I can talk to fish covered in shit.
Oh my
So
god,
good.
so
Yeah.
freaky.
So don't flush anything, people. Especially
Yeah.
like live
Except
pets.
shit.
Except
Literally,
shit.
it should
Don't
be
put
only be toilet paper,
Right.
poo poo,
Poo-poo,
and pee,
pee.
and maybe some throw up.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
That's
No,
it.
but you're right.
Yeah.
People flush all kinds of shit
Yeah.
down the
Oh, yeah.
toilet. It's so weird.
We
I
had
went into a bathroom recently at a rest stop driving, and a humongous maxi pad was in the toilet.
What the
Yeah.
hell,
Like, why
man?
are
How
you
do you
trying
kn-
to
no.
flush that?
No, because they don't care. It's not
Yes.
fair. People are so.
we had
stupid.
Ellen's plumber on the podcast, and he was
right
saying
on.
they found, what was it 18 bags of heroin?
No, it was 300 to 400 baggies
Oh,
of
sorry,
heroin.
of heroin in like
In the sewer pipe.
In the pipe.
This woman was like, "There's something clogging up our sewer pipe,
Yeah.
so we can't flush properly." He came, took the sewer pipe apart, and found between 300 and 400 baggies of heroin.
Oh my god, that's
and
crazy.
He basically was like, the woman was like, "Do we call the cops?" And she, he was like, "No,
no.
because they will think it's
Rip the
you,
Yes.
and we're going to just dispose
great,
of it."
smart.
She was like,
Yeah.
well, how'd it get
Smart.
there? He's like, well, there's probably a rumor of a drug bust happening.
No,
They just
totally.
kept
They flushed it
flushing
down the toilet.
And next
Yeah,
thing
that's
you know,
exactly what happened.
He
Yeah.
said he's found full diapers, like a full diaper.
It's just, I swear.
And
You,
He
toilet.
said he was saying that every year around tax season, this accounting firm always asks him to come because somebody flushes a maxi pad down.
it is insane.
So it's like one of their
People are
clients
crazy.
every year.
I don't even think they're crazy. I think like we're just turning completely stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's stupidity. It
Yeah.
really is.
the
It's not-
evolution.
Yeah, it's evolution.
We're de-evolving into fucking
we're-
like just idiots.
We
because
are, dude. We
They're like,
are.
what? I could put this
We are.
giant fucking coffee cake in there,
No,
right?
totally. I really feel like we are becoming complete total idiots. Like we're in a different group of people, clearly, but the majority of people out there are complete total morons.
And they have no problem being dumb.
They do
They're like, this is
not
great.
care. They just
yeah.
walk the world,
Yeah.
eating, shitting,
Yep.
whatever the fuck, smoking weed, whatever
Like,
the fuck
whatever.
they're doing. Nothing else matters to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media, that. It's
Yeah.
like insanity what's happening
Yeah.
right now.
We're
Wow.
flushing goldfish and,
Flushing.
and like heroin and
All kinds of shit
diapers.
down the toilet.
Heroin,
Maxi
I
pads.
kind of understand a
Of
little
course.
bit
Well,
more.
look,
Yeah.
I get that
Right.
because like you don't want to go to
That's
jail.
old school too. That's what everybody sees. Flush it down the toilet.
But
Yeah.
I
You
feel
know-
bad for them because that's thousands, hundreds of thousands of
so
dollars.
the plumber said, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it."
No, he just was like ready to throw it
He's all,
out.
like,
"Don't worry, I'll take care of it."
He's like, and then I got rich.
Totally.
Then I stopped being a plumber.
I bought a house.
That's how I bought this house.
Totally.
Oh my god. With that, Buck
Yes.
Angel,
Oh my
thank
God.
you.
Where
Thank
can people
you.
find
Thank you so much for being on this
Thank you.
podcast.
Right on.
Where
Oh,
can
I'm
people-
easy. I'm so easy. It's kind of scary. BuckAngel.com. Every one of my social media: Twitter, Buck Angel; Instagram, Buck Angel; Facebook. I hate. I'm
Yeah,
barely
same
on
here.
Facebook
Ugh,
anymore, but I
worst.
have Buck Angel official Buck Angel, whatever
Okay.
the fuck it is. But I'm mostly on IG. So follow
Is
me
there
on IG.
any
I
of
do a lot
your
of good stuff on
products
there.
you want to plug?
Sure,
Oh, yeah.
I have the tea lube from Slickwood, which now I created a whole line of transmal products, which is a beard oil. I created a
Amazing.
vaginal wash for men.
Woo!
Amazing.
I'm creating a shaving cream. I'm creating what's called T-Stem, which is a stimulating gel that stimulates your clitoris for sex. All of these
Ooh.
things anybody can use, but I'm completely targeted towards trans. And the tea lube, which is lubrication.
It's
for men.
incredible.
You and I
Yeah,
both
thank
have
you.
clitorises, and I'm interested in all your clitoral
I'll send
work.
you a whole collection, and you can totally talk about it on your.
Oh, I will. I will
Yeah.
use it all,
Ellen-
and
yeah,
I
right
will
on.
review
Ellen will
it
give
all.
us a full review.
Right on. And then I have my sex toys. I created the world's first transgender male sex toys in the world. And
The
that's the
Buck
Buck
Off.
Off. Yep.
Yes.
And then I have a line of toys. And I have the Buck Off, the Kiss X, and now I have the Packer, which is a pack and play. And it's the first of its kind. So you wear it as a packer, so it looks like you have a penis. But then I created an insert for it so you can actually fuck with it. So if
That's
you're- yeah, it's really
awesome.
awesome. That thing is kicking
like a
ass.
transformer.
2 for 1.
It is, and I call it the Transformer. It's badass.
It is perfect.
Yeah, it's really.
It's like a
Oh my
2 for
God.
1.
It's a 2 for
I love
1.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's been doing
Everybody
really
loves
well.
a 2 for 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
a twofer.
Twofer. That's it. That's what I'm in the cannabis business, and I have a company called PrideWellness.net, and that's a cannabis company specifically geared towards the LGBT community. So I teach people how to use cannabis responsibly, and I give back to the community, specifically the senior center in Los Angeles, to help homeless.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, homeless seniors in the LGBT community.
It's incredible.
You're
Right
the
on.
best,
Yeah.
Buck.
I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. I'm
You
very lucky
are.
to be here.
Well, we're blessed to have you on the
Yes.
podcast.
I
So
love, my friend.
I'm
I love your
blessed-
podcast. It's
I'm
so
blessed
cool.
to call you my friend.
I know. We're
and
more
I'm
than
blessed to
friends.
have
We're
you
family.
here.
Me and you are family.
I love
for
you
sure.
so
I love
much.
You, yeah.
Thank you so
What
much.
about your new book? Plug it real
Oh,
quick.
well, no, I'll do it
Yeah,
another
okay,
time.
okay.
But I do have a new book.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
Ellen does
find,
have a book.
yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
It is
follow me
sweet.
other places.
I love you. I love you guys.
I
Oh,
love
me too.
you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Buck. You're doing God's work.
I don't know about that. God hates me.
You're doing some
God is
God's
a
work.
woman.
Somebody, yeah.
Some
God
God's
is a
work.
woman.
Right
and
on.
She has a vagina
She
too.
sure does.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. Well,
Thank
until
you.
next time.
Thanks, kids.
Until next time, everybody, happy pooping and toot toot toot. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen. You can listen to us on platforms like iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, and even YouTube. Please download, rate, review, and subscribe to any and all of those places. And tell all your friends about us.
For more about Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen, you can check us out at heypoopypodcast.com. For questions, product reviews, information, please email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. And you can see us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast.
Theme song by Jordan Pearlson. Hey, Poopy.
Oh, that one's gross.
Very wet.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?